Games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy sports analysis to win your league. Plus, hear pick-by-pick coverage of live drafts and interviews with top players, coaches, and team executives on SiriusXM 87.
The Buffalo Sabres have found their next head coach after parting ways with their previous one, Don Granato, and it's one they know quite well in Lindy Ruff. He'll be coming back to Buffalo after being let go 11 years ago, and in his last tenure with the franchise, he guided them to the playoffs 8 times and won the Jack Adams back in 2006. Now, John Shannon, former Hockey Night in Canada executive producer, joined Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio's Morning Skate on Channel 91 to discuss the news and give their thoughts on former player and former head coach of the Sabres, Lindy Ruff's return, and if it'll prove to be a successful second tenure in Buffalo for him.
How will this work out, do you think? I personally, John, am happy, and I think Seth Appert's got a future in coaching. I'm happy they didn't just go to another player development type coach like Donnie Granato was, and he took them to a certain point. But now I think it's time to put the big boy pants on and have some of these young kids start to blossom, and I wonder if Lindy Ruff is that guy, John.
Well, I think Lindy's going to have to be tougher, or Lindy's not tougher, but tough. I did a few games in Buffalo late in the season, and I thought Don Granato, who is just a wonderful person, I don't think he was hard enough on his team. I do think, again, it goes back to creating process and structure. Rick Tocchet went to Vancouver and created process and structure. That's the expectation for what Peter Laviolette did, a bigger name in New York. I do think that that's something that can really help that young core in Buffalo, because how do you not love that defense in Buffalo? To me, that's one of the best young groups, but they need something to not necessarily tell them what to do, but tell them what not to do. And they have to be held accountable. And that's something with his resume that Lindy can do in spades, and do a solid job that way. Making the players accountable is just as important as anything else that can happen in a situation like Buffalo, because, my goodness, the fans deserve it, the ownership deserves it, and what Kevin Adams has tried to create there is the right thing, but now the players have to be pulled on and called on the carpet and deliver with the money that they have been paid and the future that they have for that franchise.
Get the latest news, opinion, and analysis from MMA to boxing and the professional wrestling world 24/7. SiriusXM Fight Nation, SiriusXM 156, and the SXM app.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160, XM 219, and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, SiriusXM 86, and the SXM app.
Legendary hockey broadcaster Bob Cole passed away at the age of 90. Cole, whose legacy is synonymous with hockey, worked on Hockey Night in Canada, calling Toronto Maple Leaf games from 1980 until 2019. On top of that, he called several Olympic Games, the World Cup of Hockey, and numerous Stanley Cup finals. In between all that, he was honored by the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1996, winning the Foster Hewitt Memorial Award for outstanding contributions as a hockey broadcaster. On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91, Hockey Night in Canada's Ron McLean joined Dave McCarthy for Sunday Brunch to talk about the brilliance that was Bob Cole.
He was at the craft so long that he brought multiple generations together, and really, when you put that into perspective, it just really goes to encapsulate what Bob's work was all about. And I got a little bit emotional too, Ron, on Thursday when we were doing the rap show and we were talking about it, because his voice just brings you back to points in your life that you look back really fondly on. Like so many of those calls, I can walk you exactly to the spot in the house that I was sitting in when Bob called that Joe Sakic goal in 2002, the exact spot. And that's the power of Bob. What made his ability to call a game, Ron, so perfect?
Well, I often said he sang the game, very musical in his, I think his approach, Dave, was more theatrical than anything. He understood from his love of Broadway. He would take me whenever we were in New York to Broadway, and I remember his favorite was Cole Porter, Anything Goes. But you know how you've seen a million photos? Yeah, he would have his hand out to stop Harry Neal from speaking and let the crowd go for a second. He understood space, breath is... space is the breath of art. And he knew that. He knew all the things. He didn't think of himself as the lead man in the play. He was the director of the play. And that was one of the keys to his success. But even the call you just played of Joe Sakic, there's only two men that I can recall in my, I don't know how long it's been, but it's a long time. And two men who I've heard take one word and make it two syllables that wasn't normally one syllable, and that's Bob with G-O, because that sounded better in the song, made it more authentic, and Russell Crowe's the other. He came to the NHL Awards, and when he was supposed to present the Hart Trophy, but he showed up early, and he wanted to go on right there and then. So, well, we can't give away the Hart Trophy at the top of the show, so we had him do the Art Ross, and he turned the word art into about 3 syllables. So that's again, the great actor in Russell Crowe is the great actor in Bob Cole. And ironically, Russell Crowe is a dear friend of Alan Doyle from Newfoundland, the leader of Great Big Sea, and mutual friend of Bob Cole. So they're all kind of interconnected in terms of...
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio, SiriusXM 86.
The Tampa Bay Lightning's season is now over, and looking ahead, will Steven Stamkos stay with the team that drafted him number 1 overall back in the 2008 NHL Draft? Stamkos has been the Bolts captain since March 6, 2014, and can become an unrestricted free agent on July 1st, as he was in the final season of an 8-year, $68 million contract that he signed on June 29, 2016. In Tampa Bay's history, Stamkos is a 2-time back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, and he ranks first in goals, points, power play points, and games played. On SiriusXM NHL Network Radio Channel 91, Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick talked about the future of Tampa Bay and Stamkos.
Steven Stamkos, you wonder, is that it for him with the Tampa Bay Lightning? And you wonder whether or not something can be worked out to keep the captain in the fold. And with all the RFAs and all the UFs that I saw, with all due respect to the other players, there was nobody that if they lost them, Gord, you'd say, wow, Tampa Bay's just not a contender anymore. No, this is all about Stamkos for Tampa in the offseason. This is all about deciding whether or not the price is going to be right to keep your captain around and potentially keep him a Tampa Bay Lightning member for his entire career. What do you think? What's your gut feel on this situation, Gord, right now when it comes to Stamkos continuing with Tampa or perhaps being wooed by some sort of an offer hitting the market on July 1st?
So, like John Cooper says, he wants to remain there, and they want him still there. But the business side now, and he loves it in Tampa Bay. His parents have moved down there a number of years ago as well. Like, it's just a great situation. He's a day oneer. I do look at, like, say, the Alex Pietrangelo situation where you thought he was a Blue for life, And then he wasn't. He went to the Vegas Golden Knights. Anze Kopitar is kind of used as the comparable that he was making 10 and he's taking a cut on a 2-year contract. But Stamkos maybe looks at, I already took a cut, but Victor Hedman can argue that too, on their other deals. So I'm going to put it, say, just guesstimate 70-30, he stays in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, 70-30, 60-40, somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards him staying and them ultimately coming towards something. And again, you heard from the head coach, his vote would be, yeah, I want to keep this guy. He wants to stay here. It's just the business of hockey, like you say, Gord, right? If you've got $11 million to play with, how much of it can go to a guy who's 34, albeit coming off another 40-goal season? He's the guy that's probably, with Marty St. Louis and Vinny Lecavalier recognized as the all-time greatest Tampa Bay Lightning players. I think when you factor in where he was drafted, the numbers he's put up, the Stanley Cups, the whole bit.
That was Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick from Morning Skate on NHL Network Radio, Channel 91.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick from the Morning Skate on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, talked about what's next for the Los Angeles Kings in the offseason.
Well, the Kings have decisions to make. Number one, we saw this season that Anze Kopitar and Drew Doughty still have a lot of gas left in the tank, and that's great for the Kings. Quentin Byfield's emergence gives them a really good launch pad, I think, into next season, too. Now we know he's a full-time National Hockey Leaguer. Now we know he has the potential to get better and better and better based upon where he was drafted. This is what they expected, and yet they've got question marks. There's been an awful lot of heat on Rob Blake the last couple of years for this team to kind of take that next step up the ladder. They have failed to do so. We looked at Pierre-Luc Dubois. At least we were trying to find him, and for the most part, we couldn't. You wonder about Jim Hiller, interim head coach. Has he done enough to come back with all of the big-name candidates out there? A lot of questions. Where would you start if you're Los Angeles? If we're assuming Rob Blake is going to continue on to call the shots from the front office standpoint, What do you do if you're Los Angeles? What's the number one priority?
Okay, well, we talked about the goaltending, and the coaching is going to get addressed by everybody. I mean, coaches are just they're not a dime a dozen, but they've been treated like they're dime a dozen in a lot of situations this past year. So the LA Kings, New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs all did the same thing whatever number of years ago it was that did we're going to do the retool, the rebuild, the whatever, and let the fans in on it. All of them got high draft picks. They did get Byfield second overall. You've got the Rangers looking the best right now of the three. The Maple Leafs may have to have LA King-type decisions as well in the offseason, but they've done things. They've done good ads, like Philip Deneau being signed, Arvidsson up front, whether you go Moore, just a lot of things. I think that they can look at it that if you get the goaltending, let's see where we go from there, and then little tweaking. So what I'm saying is I don't see a big retool or rebuild being what the Kings are going to do this offseason.
We said, look, if the Kings are looking to upgrade in one area going into the offseason, it's got to be goaltending. And I'm not saying it's all on David Riddick. I'm not saying it's all on Cam Talbot, but you need better than that. And it's just tough to chase the game. If you're Los Angeles and you're trying to get to your game and get to your identity, the first goal means so much.
Well, two teams that made the playoffs last year, New Jersey and Los Angeles. When you make the playoffs, you expect to make it the next year, and that was a very reasonable expectation. One of the two did, but your goaltending's not good enough. And Tom Fitzgerald did address it, too late for Lindy Ruff, but he did address it in Jersey, and then did get Jake Allen late to maybe arguably give them good enough goaltending. A few months earlier, that good enough goaltending maybe could have made a difference for them. And you're right about the LA Kings just been a funny animal about their goaltending. I mean, Jonathan Quick for so many years, and then flashes in the pan that quickly dissipate. And Vegas is a great example. I know they're down 3-2, but they won with Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill. Okay, there's no wow factor with all due respect to both of them. That was good enough goaltending to win a Stanley Cup, and that, to your point, at a minimum is what the Los Angeles Kings need to do.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., New York Rangers take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Rangers on SiriusXM channels 91 Internet 939, Hurricanes on Internet 925. 9:30 p.m., Dallas Stars take on the Colorado Avalanche. Stars on Sirius 160 XM 219 and Internet 929, Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Tuesday, May the 7th. All times are
favorites. I think people here realize the Canucks have the opportunity to, at the very least, give them a run for their money. What do you expect from Edmonton tonight? They haven't played in quite a while, a week I believe it is, since they wrapped up their series against the LA Kings in 5 games. The Kings didn't give them much of a test. It should be a different game for the Oilers to have to deal with facing the Canucks tonight.
Yeah, sitting around for a week basically, it's not ideal for players. They don't like that. So the start of this game, is there rust there? Can the Canucks take advantage? One of the things about both of these teams, when you look at the regular season and playoffs combined, 98 first period goals. They're both very good in the first period. That's going to be something that I think there's an element of rust if you're not playing for a week. So how long does it take Edmonton to shake that off? Practice is nice, but until you get hit, until you get bumped, you don't really get into the feeling of the playoffs again. So I think that's an area that Vancouver might be able to jump on this team just a little bit. But we know they've got quick strike offense. They can get back into games real quick.
And that's, we talked about the keys to the game being puck management, don't turn it over. Obviously, you got to stay out of the box. That's a key one, too. But if the Canucks can establish their forecheck, it really makes it hard for Edmonton to transition the puck. And if they can't do that effectively, then they won't be able to generate as much off the rush as they would like. And that's kind of the situation the Canucks want to get them into early in this series, I would imagine.
The best defense is a good offense in terms of the forecheck for this series. And another area is that we've talked a lot lot about Edmonton and what they can do offensively, but Vancouver, there are some areas that you can also target when it comes to Edmonton. A couple of their defensemen didn't have to deal with a forecheck against LA. None of their defensemen did. The 1-3-1 was a very passive approach, and the LA Kings got burned. Vancouver's not going to have that approach. So can you bring a forecheck consistently, whether it's Höglander, whether it's Miller, whether it's Dakota Joshua, and of course Connor Garland? Are there moments where you can pressure and force mistakes out of that, especially the bottom the bottom four defensemen on the Edmonton Oilers? That's an area that I think the Vancouver Canucks can target and be successful.
What about the goaltending matchup? At least to begin this series, Stuart Skinner, a proven commodity, although he doesn't have great numbers against the Canucks in his career, and we'll get into that coming up in a little bit. Artur Shilov's an unknown commodity. Played very well in the first round series win in the games he was in against the Nashville Predators, and because there isn't a book on him, because he doesn't have a long track record, he's certainly not getting the respect around the league in terms of the goaltending matchup. Most people are saying, well, the Oilers have the edge in goal as long as Demko's not back in the crease. Shilovs has an opportunity to prove some people wrong here, though, and make a name for himself in an all-Canadian matchup.
We've often referred to Filip Hronek as the international man of mystery on the Vancouver Canucks. That's changed. Now it's Artur Shilovs, because you're right, the tape is not there for opposing teams, and it's a good thing because you can take advantage of that. Teams don't know how to target, but Edmonton is they have such elite players that if you allow seam passes to them, if you allow transition attacks, they can target you. It doesn't matter who the goaltender is. So I think from a perspective of this team, to play the right game defensively, you have to do that. It doesn't matter who's in net, whether it's Thatcher Demko, Casey DeSmith, or Artur Shilovs. And on the other side of things as well, Artur Shilovs, what I like about him is that his mentality is the same every single game. He's not afraid of the moment. We go back to the World Championships last year. He was able to put his country on his back, and he's not afraid of this moment. So it's going to be a very, very difficult proposition. You've got two of the best goal scorers in the world. You've got another 54-goal scorer in Zach Hyman, who's had a heck of a year. It's going to be a challenge, but I think that's where it's got to be a collective. It's not solely on Artur Shilov's back. It's the entire defensive structure that's going to have to work together here.
Meanwhile, we also have to talk about Elias Pettersson, whose game was trending in the right direction towards the end of the first round. Obviously made a great play to help set up Hugh Suter's series-clinching goal in Game 6. He's been under the weather, didn't practice yesterday, was back on the ice today for the optional morning skate. He's in the lineup, and he could be, if there's any one player that could decide this series or could help decide it, Elias Pettersson might be that guy for the Canucks.
No doubt about that, and especially important in the first two games of the series where the Vancouver Canucks do have home ice advantage. They have the benefit of last change. Can you go after a soft matchup? We talked about that in the Nashville series. Didn't really work out. 3 assists for Elias Pettersson. His 2 line mates were scoreless throughout the series, and even Sam Lafferty, who played a game with them, didn't pick up a point either. But this is a different matchup. This is a different line combination. Can they outplay the Ryan McLeod, Corey Perry, and Dylan Holloway line, which is a line you expect them? I think this is a very big moment for Elias Pettersson. You want him moving his feet. You want him to be looking confident. And if there are mistakes in the neutral zone, you want that line to jump on it and play aggressive.
It's the Canucks and the Oilers for the first time since 1992 in a playoff series. Only the third time ever these two teams have met in the postseason. We're getting closer to puck drop. We'll be back in a matter of moments from Rogers Arena on Alpine Credits Canucks playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
You have a vision for your new project. Now you need to figure out the rest. That's where Tiletown comes in. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Tiletown has everything you need for your tiling project. Great quality in-stock tile, free design and consultation, do-it-yourself supplies, and their Schluter certified staff have the knowledge to help you with your project. Make that vision a reality at Tiletown in Victoria, Richmond, Langley, and online at mytiletown.ca.
As you get ready for hunting season, whether your game is bear or anything else, it's time to head to Siwash Sports. Rifles, shotguns, optics, accessories, ammo, whatever you need, Siwash has it. Get your guns serviced or upgrade your gear with brands you trust. They even have 410 in stock, as well as paintball, pellet, and airsoft gear. At BC's newest Browning and Winchester dealer, the Fraser Valley's Siwash Sports, in Chilliwack and online at siwashsports.ca.
Hey,
Hey, it's Satyar Shah from Sportsnet 650. Wildfires have the power to drastically change lives in BC, and as wildfires become more frequent and intense, we can all take proactive measures to protect our province, our homes, and our communities. BCAA and FireSmart BC have joined forces to help educate British Columbians in wildfire prevention and preparedness. Get FireSmart with BCAA and FireSmart BC. For tips and resources, visit bcaa.com/firesmart.
It's playoff time across BC, and Angry Otter Liquor is thrilled to rally with hockey fans on the road to the Cup. Score big at Angry Otter Liquor, your ultimate hockey headquarters. Ice-cold game day beer, spirits for every level of team spirit, and snacks to fuel your victory celebrations. Explore game day essentials with Angry Otter Liquor and celebrate every win with the perfect drink. You don't have to be a member, but it pays to be one. Learn more at angryotterliquor.crs.
When was the last time you hung out with a legend? A true Vancouver legend that every pro athlete, actor, and rock star who is anyone has gotten to know. A place where a legendary night can happen any night. Isn't it time you got reacquainted with this Vancouver legend? Pre-game, post-game, even during the game. The number 5 Orange.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Hey, this is Brock Besser.
He scores with 1 second left in the period.
And you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Rogers Arena. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Janda with you ahead of Game 1 in the All-Canadian second-round matchup between the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. It's going to be an entertaining, compelling, and emotional series set in Western Canada against two teams that have played each other a lot in their histories, but not very much in the playoffs. And it's all set to start in a matter of moments. Here come the Canucks. Take a listen as they hit the ice. Game are presented by Angry Otter Liquor. Get your mitts on your game day favorites at Angry Otter Liquor. Let's begin in the crease for Vancouver. It's Artur Shilovs coming off a 28-save goose egg in the Game 6 1-0 win over the Nashville Predators. He returns to the crease for his 4th Stanley Cup playoff appearance. At the other end of the ice, it's Stuart Skinner, just 1-4 in his career in the regular season against Vancouver with an .855 save percentage along the way. The Oilers will start the game tonight with the defensive pairing of Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard. Up front, it's the top line. Matthias Janmark on left wing. Moving up the lineup in place of the injured Adam Henrique. He'll skate alongside Connor McDavid at center ice and Zach Hyman on the right side. Rick Tocchet counters with Carson Soucy and Tyler Myers as his defensive pairing. It'll be Pius Suter on left wing, JT Miller down the middle, and Brock Besser on the right side for Vancouver. No surprise, we see it from the first shift of Game 1, Randeep. It'll be Miller against McDavid.
JT Miller is not shy about those top matchups, something that you appreciate about his game. And remember, in the opening of a lot of these games, he plays physical just to set the tone. We'll see if he does that against McDavid tonight.
The fans have brought it again for round 2. No surprise as we get set for puck drop and join public address announcer Al Murdoch. Elizabeth Irving with the singing of the national anthem tonight inside Rogers Arena. And with that in the books, it's just about time to drop the puck on Game 1 between the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Canucks are wearing the home blue uniforms with the white and green trim. They'll skate from right to left in the first period. The Oilers in their road whites with blue and orange trim will go from left to right. The referees tonight are Steve Kazari and Kyle Raymond. Kyle Murchison and Brandon Garelitz are on the lines. Brad Watson is the series supervisor. The opening face-off is brought to you by Northview Golf and Country Club, the official golf course of the Vancouver Canucks. Legendary golf at its finest. Book now at northviewgolf.com. One of the big storylines coming into the series. How will the Canucks match up against the Oilers' top two lines? Headlined by Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Well, we're about to find out. It's JT Miller and Connor McDavid meeting at center ice. The anticipation palpable tonight in downtown Vancouver. The puck is down, the series is underway, and Miller wins the faceoff back to his own line for Tyler Myers. Myers near side for Soucy. Got it to center for Suter. Left wing to Besser into the Oilers zone, battling with McDavid on the boards. McDavid digs the puck free from Besser. They get tangled up on the wall. McDavid couldn't skate away through the neutral zone, but the Oilers dump it into the Vancouver end nonetheless. Myers behind his own goal. Chased down by Janmark on the forecheck. Gave it away to McDavid, far boards. His centering pass was blocked, and Pius Suter gets it to center. Right wing for Besser into the Oilers zone. Left wing, Soucy up in the rush. Couldn't chip a puck to the net and has to play it behind the Edmonton goal instead. Matthias Ekholm pushed to the corner by Suter. Oilers clear it to the Vancouver line. Soucy touches the puck. Canucks got caught on a change, though. Ian Cole was on the ice, as were Soucy and Zadorov. And this is going to be a too many players on the ice penalty against Vancouver just 40 seconds into the game. And the Oilers get their first look on the power play of the series inside the first minute.
And not the way you want to start off the game. You're the Vancouver Canucks, as Ian Cole was jumping on the ice to join Zadorov by the looks of it. And Carson Soucy plays the puck before Zadorov got off there. And that's just a unfortunate timing, but you have to live with it at this point. And this power play for the Edmonton Oilers is going to have a chance to work early.
Canucks win the faceoff, though, and there's Ian Cole with an early clear as they get it sent down the ice. Edmonton's power play went 45% in their 5-game series win of the LA Kings in the first round. Meanwhile, the Canucks only gave up 2 power play goals on 22 opportunities for the Predators. As the Oilers gain the Vancouver line, Bouchard gave it away to Ian Cole, far boards, and the Canucks get it back down the ice yet again.
And they've got a great power play for the Edmonton Oilers, but if you make them reset, any power play doesn't like that, as it has to set up their power play all over again.
McDavid, left wing, into the Vancouver line, forced wide by Ian Cole, separated it for the puck. Zadorov gets it off the glass, but Bouchard held in with his glove left point. Down the far boards to Nugent Hopkins. Back to Bouchard, top of the point. Again to Nugent Hopkins, left circle. Into the corner, McDavid driving to the front of the goal, tied up by Zadorov. Joshua couldn't clear as he got the puck middle of the ice, but Nugent Hopkins held in. To Bouchard to the line. Trying to pass to Nugent Hopkins, broken up by Ian Cole. Here come the Canucks, chance for a 2-on-1. Short-handed, Ian Cole, right wing into the Oilers zone. Tried a shot blocked by Bouchard. And the Oilers regroup in their own zone with under a minute left in the power play. Draisaitl with speed, right wing to the Vancouver line, has a step on Hronek, goes backhand to forehand near side, and Artur Shilovs makes a great save off the pad, his first of the game. McDavid right circle, stick handling at the faceoff dot, passes side of the goal for Nugent Hopkins. Back to McDavid, 35 seconds left in the power play. Now to Draisaitl, bottom of the right circle. Carries up high, passes down low. Timer at the bottom of the left circle beats Artur Shilovs, and the Oilers are 1-for-1 on the power play in the series. They take a 1-0 lead, 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the game.
And the Oilers working down low as Nugent Hopkins hit Zach Hyman with the seam pass, and it looked like Ian Cole was going to get a piece of this as the pass went right over his stick. He's battling out in front early on with Nugent Hopkins. Then Nugent Hopkins just feathers in a pass above the stick of Ian Cole, who had been out there for 90 seconds on the PK, wasn't able to change as the Oilers strike early on the power play.
Zach Hyman's team-leading 8th goal of the playoffs comes 2:11 into the first period on the power play to give the Oilers the 1-0 lead. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Canucks dump it back into the Edmonton end. Nurse rims it around to the far boards. Hronek pinches in for the right point and dumps it back behind the net. Hughes after it on the near side, beaten to the puck by Corey Perry. Passes to center for Dylan Holloway. He'll lift it into the Vancouver end, and Hronek's back to it near corner. Gets it free to Elias Pettersson. Now for Philip Hronek on the near side. Plays it off the wall to center, and Mikheyev chips it deep while the Canucks begin a line change. Darnell Nurse from behind his own goal. Setting up the breakout for Edmonton. Passes left wing to center for Warren Foegele. Poke check by Myers, but he dumps it in anyway, and Soucy's back to it below the goal line. Hit hard by Connor Brown into the Oiler lineup due to the injury to Adam Henrique. Listed as day-to-day with a lower body injury as Di Giuseppe clears it into the Oilers zone. He's hit hard into the end boards by Derek Ryan, and there's a battle for it on the left wing side. Oilers get it free. Desharnais behind his own net. Gets his head up. Passes right wing for Connor Brown, who gains the red line and floats it into the near corner in the Vancouver zone. Tyler Myers behind his own net. Poke check by Brown on the forecheck. Di Giuseppe back to help out. Gets it free to Myers on the far side. He fans on a clearing attempt. Draisaitl holds in, but it comes to JT Miller, who's able to clear it out over the blue line. Draisaitl back to Bouchard at his own line. He'll skate to center on right wing and rim it around the end boards in the Vancouver zone. And far side by Evander Kane, who's run over by Nikita Zadorov. Huge hit from the big Canuck defenseman, and they clear to center. Here's Pius Suter. Left wing to the Oiler line, takes a long shot that was blocked by Ekholm. Got his own rebound, chopped it to the net, and Skinner had to make a save on the second opportunity. Now Miller wins a puck battle to get it to Besser. Dumps it into the right corner. Suter is dispossessed by Matthias Ekholm. Evander Kane plays it loose, and Leon Draisaitl sends it off the glass all the way down into the Vancouver zone. Icing's waved off, and Ian Cole retreats to the puck behind his own net.
And a little bit of action near the benches as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Pius Suter got into it, but Nikita Zadorov setting the tone in this game early.
Here's Dakota Joshua fighting off a check from McDavid into the Oilers zone. Try to backhand pass. McDavid broke it up. Here they come, 3-on-2. Connor McDavid, left wing, tried a shot. Shelov's kicked it wide to the net. Hyman's got it behind the goal. Out the right wing side, attempted a backhander, and Shelov's got a piece of it to turn it wide. Nurse holds in left point for Janmark behind the net. Tried a centering pass intended for McDavid. Broken up by Hughes, who clears it around to the near boards, but Ceci pinches in from the line and sends the Canucks behind their own net. Hughes passes far corner for Hronek. Hassled by McDavid, got it free to Joshua. Now for Garland, he's got a breakaway. In a load to the backhand. Stopped by Skinner with the right pad. Garland throws it back into the slot, but Hyman clears it to the corner. Now a big hit on the forecheck. Lindholm takes down Hyman and gets the puck free. Garland on the right wing side, knocked down by McDavid, and the Oilers come away with it. Nurse to center on left wing is content to roll it in deep, and both teams complete line changes. Hughes in his own zone beginning the breakout. Passes right wing to center for Tyler Myers. Made a move middle of the ice and dumps it below the goal line in the Edmonton end. Desharnais back to it. Rims it around to center. Corey Perry takes it at his own line. Tries a rink-wide pass out of the reach of Brett Kulak, who skates in on the forecheck and plays it behind the Vancouver goal. Kulak on the end boards, hit hard by Soucy. Tried a centering pass, broken up, and the Canucks break away with speed. McDavid to the Oiler line. Right circle, Höglander tried to pass through the slot. Bounced off Desharnais' skate in front. He cleared it to the point, but not out. Zadorov holds in for Pettersson. Behind the net, Mikheyev. Skating out the near side, Höglander was knocked down by Perry in front. No call. Now Cole has it right circle. He shoots high and wide of the net. Zadorov gets it on the left wing. Passes down low to Pettersson. Behind the goal for Höglander. Now to the right point for Cole. With room. Shot pass to Höglander. Tried to drop it into the slot. Pettersson missed it. Now Cole takes a drive from the line. And Perry, who had lost his stick, blocked it. Cole gets it again from Pettersson. Passes middle of the ice for Di Giuseppe. Driving into the zone. Phil Di Giuseppe, left corner. Knocked down in a battle with Desharnais. And McLeod lifts it high in the air to center. Glove down by Lafferty. Again for Di Giuseppe on the left wing, and the Canucks get it deep yet again.
And an excellent pushback by the Vancouver Canucks, and they're really set up by that Ilya Mikheyev, Höglander, and Pettersson line. A couple of decent looks, just couldn't beat Skinner.
And here's Connor Brown, left wing, into the Vancouver zone. Pushed to the boards by Hronek. Dumps it behind the net for Warren Foegele. He'll play it around right point for Evan Bouchard. Tried a long shot, blocked by Di Giuseppe. Bouchard gets it back, clears it to the end boards. Teddy Bluger's after it far corner. Brown chased him into the corner. Bluger is able to chop it behind his own net for Quinn Hughes, who eludes Warren Foegele. Gets it up the boards for Di Giuseppe, who batted it out to center, but Bouchard knocks it out of midair, gets it ahead. Here's Draisaitl into the Vancouver zone. Shot left wing, stopped by Shelov's rebound in front. Foegele couldn't get to it, and Lafferty clears it to the point, but Ekholm keeps it alive. Down the near side for Foegele. Now for Draisaitl, cutting behind the Vancouver net. To the bottom of the left circle. Backhand pass into the middle for Foegele. Forced to the boards by Hronek. Warren Foegele still with it. Tried a shot. It was blocked in front. I think it hit Quinn Hughes and deflects over the glass and out of play. 7 minutes and 13 seconds into a frantic first period. The Canucks and the Oilers in Game 1. Edmonton leads 1-0 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey, streaming on the Sportsnet app and along the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Treat yourself to something tasty anytime at Max's Bakery and Deli. For breakfast, enjoy decadent pastries and, of course, coffee. For lunch, soup, salads, and sandwiches are seriously tasty favorites. And for lunch or dinner, Max's Deli Case is stocked with 60 freshly made meals and savories. Eat at a cozy table or take it with you. Grab a treat at Max's Bakery and Deli, Vancouver's ultimate sweet escape. Open daily 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 3105 Oak Street. Online at maxsdeli.ca. Urban Auctions Langley is the best place to sell your valuable collectibles or to liquidate your estate. Get top dollar for your quality sports cards, comics, antiques, records, and video games. To consign or to get a cash offer, call or email us at urbanauctions.ca. Also, if you're looking for super deals, Urban Auctions has hundreds of items to bid on. Check us out at urbanauctions.ca.
Hey, Jason, can I see your show notes for today?
Sure. Here you go.
You're taking notes on metal blocks?
You bet. It's super economical. When I'm done with these, I just toss them into my North Star Metal recycling bin. They pay the highest prices on scrap metal and are super easy to deal with.
How much does this thing weigh?
Like 50 pounds.
Call North Star Metal Recycling today and ask about their free bin services. 604-254-2734. North Star Metal Recycling. They recycle. You get paid.
Hey, this is Carson Soucy, and you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650.
You're listening to Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Own your home. Alpine Credits can get your loan approved. Alpine Credits homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca. 7:13 into the first period. Oilers lead the Canucks 1-0 on a power play goal by Zach Hyman. Assist to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Leon Draisaitl. Edmonton 1-for-1 on the man advantage after a too many men on the ice penalty against Vancouver, and the Canucks find themselves behind. And they'll have a face-off in their own zone to our right. Far circle, it's Draisaitl and Lindholm on the draw. Draisaitl thrown out of the circle, so Ryan Nugent-Hopkins steps in instead. And Nugent-Hopkins wins it to Evander Kane. Left point, Darnell Nurse. To the right side, Cody Ceci played it down the wall. Draisaitl tried a shot, but Zadorov got his stick in the lane, and it deflects out of play.
Quick start by the Edmonton Oilers since they got that power play, but since then, Vancouver's played a much more physical brand of hockey, and even though the shots are only listed as 4-1 right now, Vancouver did have some really good pressure. You got to make sure you keep that going here. Be heavy on the forecheck to set up that ozone possession time. That's the way that Vancouver's going to win this game.
Face-off to the left of Shilovs in the Vancouver end. Draisaitl thrown out of a second consecutive face-off. And Nugent-Hopkins will step in against Lindholm. Early on here, it's been the Lindholm line against the Draisaitl line and the Miller line against the McDavid line. Although a soft matchup, because we did see Lindholm out against McDavid a few shifts ago. Canucks dump it into the Oilers zone. Evander Kane, far corner, clears to the line, not out. Ian Cole holds in and plays it high off the glass into the corner. Elias Lindholm on the forecheck, battling with Darnell Nurse. Gets it to Connor Garland behind the net. Garland with a backhand pass just out of the reach of Joshua. Evander Kane tried to clear the zone. He was stood up by Ian Cole, and the Oilers are forced deep. Now Cody Ceci passes to the Vancouver line. Nugent-Hopkins tips it in on Shilovs, who will hold with the glove. Then Zadorov comes in, clears Evander Kane out of the front of the net. They'll come together. Talking about the weather in Vancouver over the last couple of days, and the linesmen have to separate a couple of tough customers who you know are going to be going back and forth all series long.
And you know they have a history as well, going back to the Battle of Alberta when Nikita Zadorov was patrolling the blue line for the Calgary Flames. Zadorov does this quite often. He will find one or two players that if they get anywhere near his goaltender, he's going to send a message. In the last round, it was Michael McCarron. First couple of games in that series, McCarron crashed the blue paint, and Zadorov was there to push him aside and give him a couple of punches. And the same thing here early on. First, drills Evander Kane in the corner along the boards, and then after, does an excellent job of really boxing out.
Face off of the Vancouver zone, far circle. Lindholm line out against the McDavid line now. And Elias Lindholm wins the draw. Zadorov behind his own net. Passes up the near side to Dakota Joshua at center. Stood up by Ekholm, but Garland follows up and clears it to the Oiler line on left wing. Connor Garland into the corner, took a sharp angle backhander that was stopped and held by Stuart Skinner. Canucks generate a face-off in the Oilers' end. 8:06 gone first period. Edmonton up 1-0 in game one.
And the second shot on goal for the Canucks there, as Connor Garland has both shots on goal. One on a breakaway, and this one a backhand from the left-hand side. Pretty easy for Stuart Skinner. Vancouver's got to generate more ozone time here, and this is a great opportunity as it's now McDavid versus JT Miller with the Canucks in the offensive zone.
Derek Ryan taking a shift with Hyman and McDavid here, so Chris Knobloch mixing his lines a bit as Bouchard drives to the Vancouver line, right wing for Zach Hyman, top of the circle. Leaves for Ekholm, right point. He'll rim it behind the Canuck net, met by McDavid on the left wing boards. Now to Janmark on the end wall. As Tyler Myers finished a hit on McDavid. Hyman gets it right wing side. To the line for Evan Bouchard. Down to the near corner for Janmark, top of the circle. Cycles to McDavid. Being watched by Myers, leaves for Ekholm with a lane right to the net. Got a snapshot right on, and Sheilov stopped him up high. Hyman behind the Vancouver goal. Tied up by Soucy. Janmark in to help out. Plays it left corner for McDavid. McDavid drops it to Hyman. Below the goal line, making moves away from Myers. Cycles to Ekholm. He's hit into the corner boards by Myers, who fell to the ice. McDavid gets it behind the net. Carson Soucy uses his long reach to prevent McDavid from getting out front, but he makes a pass left circle, and it's shot wide of the net by Dylan Holloway on a nice rink-wide feed from Connor McDavid, and now we've got a scrum on the near boards. Pius Suter and Evan Bouchard into it. And a whistle after, I believe, a puck deflected out of play.
Not the most likely combatants on the ice. Pius Suter generally not involved in scrums, and Evan Bouchard doesn't have that reputation either, but the Canucks feeling the pressure there as the new look top line for the Edmonton Oilers strikes, and Ekholm coming down the right-hand side all by himself as there was breakdown, but a good shoulder save by Sheilov makes himself big as on the edge of the blue paint. So a very, very dangerous chance for the Oilers coming down the right-hand side.
Derek Ryan out there now with his line mates Fogle and Brown. They had him with McDavid and Hyman for the defensive zone face-off as an extra added layer of insulation to try and win the draw. And then he changed for Janmark after they cleared the zone. Höglander near boards in his own end, tied up by Desharnais, who pinched down the wall, but Pettersson gets it free. Here's Höglander trying to escape to center with speed. Lost the puck, though. Connor Brown takes it back into his own end. Brown banks it up the right wing side for Fogle. Pushed to the boards by Hronek, who gains possession and leaves in his own end for Quinn Hughes. Hughes, far boards to Hronek. Passes right wing for McCabe. He'll tip it in deep, and the Canucks will begin to change, as will the Oilers. 9:45 into the first period. Edmonton leads 1-0 in game one. The Oilers are out shooting the Canucks 6-1. Brett Kulak, the former Vancouver Giant, passes to center for Dylan Holloway. He'll tip it right corner into the Canucks zone. Ian Cole leaves behind the net for Zadorov. Got it up the far side for Teddy Bluger. Bluger with a backhand feed, rink wide left wing for Ian Cole at center. Cuts into the Oilers zone and dumps it behind the Edmonton net. Bluger's first to it in the right corner. Chips it below the goal line. Ryan McLeod wins a battle down low with Phil DiGiuseppe, and the Oilers get it out to center yet again. Zadorov takes it behind his own net. Canucks will try to set up their breakout. And they'll actually complete a change as the Lindholm line comes out to oppose Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Kane. Zadorov still with the puck, passes right wing to center for Lindholm, tipped it through the middle. Joshua tried to drive in on net. Nurse got back to the puck first, protected it well from Joshua, and plays behind his own goal for Ceci. Now to Nurse, far corner, clears it up the boards to center. Myers has it at his own line. Myers, pressured by Draisaitl, got it off the glass to center. Evan Bouchard, pushed to the boards by Joshua, keeps the puck and goes rink wide near side for Draisaitl. He'll feed it ahead to Bouchard. Right wing, into the Vancouver zone. Evan Bouchard dumps it to the near corner. Evander Kane's after it down low. Hit by Soucy, but got it free to Nugent Hopkins behind the net. He's knocked down by Lindholm. Myers into the battle. Digs it loose. Soucy takes it behind his own goal. Canucks will try to break out. Soucy, left wing to center for Garland. Winding his way to the Oiler line. He's pushed to the boards by Bouchard. Lost the puck. Draisaitl gets it down low. Spins it up the near side for Bouchard. And he'll pass middle of the ice for Ekholm. Driving to the Vancouver line. Tried to dump it right boards. It was out of the reach of Evander Kane. Hughes far corner is hit hard by Kane into the wall, but got it out to center. And Nugent Hopkins takes it back into his own end.
And if you wondered whether the Edmonton Oilers would try to finish their checks against Quinn Hughes, well, there's the answer to that one. Evander Kane not letting up as Quinn Hughes released a pass, but still drilled him.
Bouchard clears to center, concedes possession to Hughes, though. Trying to pass up the left wing, broken up by McDavid, but he was tied up by Suter. And the puck came free to Brock Besser in his own zone. Hughes, left wing to the red line for Miller as Hyman finishes a check on Hughes. Miller into the Oilers zone, trying to center a pass. Tip to Besser at the line, back to Miller, left wing. Right circle, Hronek with a shot right on. And it was a good stop off the blocker by Stuart Skinner. Zadorov holds in left point. Near corner for Brock Besser, spinning on the boards to Miller in the slot, takes the pass off his skate. Drops it right side for Ian Cole on the half wall. Cole trying to center it, pass it, tipped off his skate into the near corner. Besser gets it behind the net for Miller. JT Miller protected the puck for McDavid on the end boards. Dumps it left point for Zadorov. He'll funnel it back in behind the net. Besser poked off the puck by Desharnais. Ian Cole in from the right point. Chips it behind the net. But it's cleared all the way down by Brett Kulak, and this should be icing against the Oilers. And they won't be able to change with 7:19 remaining in the first period. Edmonton leads Vancouver 1-0 in Game 1.
A great opportunity for Philip Hronek on the right-hand side. Winds up with an 80-mile-per-hour shot that ends up being stopped by Skinner and his stick, actually. So a very, very fortunate play there for the Edmonton Oilers. And top corner was there for the take, and Philip Hronek had some good aim, but Stuart Skinner with a big save.
McDavid line stuck out there. McDavid and Hyman have been out there for more than a minute. The Pettersson line will oppose them, and Pettersson wins the draw left corner to Niels Höglander. Höglander being leaned on by Kulak, trying to wind his way into the slot, still battling for the puck. Mikheyev got a shot right on as it was bouncing middle of the ice, and Skinner was square and held it out. 7:09 remaining in the first period of Game 1. The Oilers lead the Canucks 1-0 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
With Rogers Reliable Ignite Internet, you can game harder. And when you game harder, you make more friends. And when you make more friends, more people want to connect to your Wi-Fi. And with all those people connected to your Wi-Fi, you don't worry, because you have Rogers Reliable Ignite Internet. Backed by our Wi-Fi satisfaction guarantee. Get yours starting at just $60 a month when paired with a mobile plan. Visit Rogers.com for details.
The Magnuson Auto Group. Ford F-150 trucks, 100 in stock. Edge Mustang, Mach electric Mustangs with 50 in stock. Explorer, Escape hybrids, Lightning electric trucks, Transit vans, Bronco Maverick, medium duty trucks. A massive 6 acres of Ford vehicles for you to choose from. Open 7 days a week. Trust the Magnuson Auto Group for the best-selling vehicles in Canada. Metro Ford in Port Coquitlam, Magnuson Ford in Abbotsford, and online at metromotors.com and magnusonford.com.
Navigating the seas of business, the waves can be unpredictable and overwhelming. Stay on course with Crow's trusted advisors. From startups to seasoned enterprises, Crow offers advice that protects and strategies that succeed. Because every smart decision begins with expert advice. Visit crowmackay.ca to learn more. Crow, smart decisions, lasting value.
Hey, this is Rick Tocchet, and you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650.
Jack 96.9 is playing whatever, and they're giving away tickets to every Canucks home playoff game. Tune into Jack weekday mornings for your chance to win. Just tell your smart speaker to play Jack 96.9. Special hello as well to our listeners on Jack 103.1 in Victoria. Thanks for joining us along the Sportsnet Radio Network. 7:09 remaining in the first period. The Oilers lead the Canucks 1-0 in Game 1. Zach Hyman with the lone goal of the game on the lone power play of the game for either team thus far. Face off of the Oilers zone. To our left near circle, won by Pettersson to Höglander. Tried to cut into the slot, was poke checked by Connor Brown, and he'll clear it back into the Vancouver zone. Philip Hronek rims it around the end wall. Pettersson tips it out to center. Darnell Nurse is chased back into his own end by Ilya Mikheyev. Leaves for CC near corner. He passes up the boards to Fogle. Drops to Nurse, and he's got room to skate left wing to center to the Vancouver line. Tried a long shot, kicked out by Shilovs. And Mikheyev's after it near boards. Leaves behind his own net for Philip Hronek. Got it up the wall for Elias Pettersson. Pettersson with a backhand pass to the Oiler line. CC takes it under pressure from Mikheyev. Nearly turned it over to Hughes, but it hopped over his stick and out to center, and Di Giuseppe has it in his own end. Carson Soucy gets the puck. Passes near side for Quinn Hughes. Canucks trying to transition. Hughes, left wing for DiGiuseppe. Into the Oilers zone. Tried to dump it down the boards, hit the linesman, deflected into the slot. Holloway was able to chip it free for McLeod and then for Corey Perry. Back to Ryan McLeod, dumped it to the Vancouver line. Holloway receives the pass, but he was offside. And the faceoff will come back out into neutral territory with 6:08 remaining in the first period of Game 1. And the Oilers up 1-0 on the Canucks.
And an active stick by Carson Soucy is what caused that offside. But that could be a key in this series where it's going to take a team effort to make sure that Connor McDavid and the Oilers don't attack in transition off the rush. And Carson Soucy, since he's joined the Vancouver Canucks, has done a great job of patrolling that defensive blue line, knocking pucks out of the air, or just leaning in and knocking the puck off a stick.
Keep an eye on Connor McDavid. He went down the Oilers tunnel briefly, but is back on the bench right now. Might have been an equipment issue. You never know. As DiGiuseppe gets in on the forecheck of the Oilers zone right corner. Dumps it behind the net, but Darnell Nurse has it for Edmonton. He'll lift it to the Vancouver line. It bounces off Myers' stick in deep, and he'll take it back to the corner. Rinder around to the near side. Corey Perry broke it up, tried a centering pass, but didn't have any teammates in the slot. And Myers on the far side clears it out to center. A slow roller. Good draw weight, not heavy enough for icing, and Cody Ceci has to go back to the puck. Ceci leaves for Darnell Nurse behind the net. The Draisaitl lines out, as is the Miller line for the Canucks. Nurse trying to pass left wing to center, knocked down by Ian Cole. He'll skate right wing back into the Oiler end. Gets through Nurse on the boards. Cole behind the goal, plays it around to the left wing wall. Unfortunately, didn't have any teammates there, and Evander Kane leads the rush back to center. Kane right wing. Into the Canucks end, pushed behind the net by Besser as he tried a centering pass, cleared by Cole, bounces to Draisaitl, bottom of the right circle. Down to the point for Ekholm, he scores! Matthias Ekholm with a drive from the line. Shelovs was screened in front, it beats him glove side. And the Oilers lead 2-0 with under 5 minutes left in the first.
And this is an error in communication as Ian Cole has an opportunity to clear the zone on the goal right before the goal. And he plays it off the boards to the left-hand side where he's expecting Nikita Zadorov to be, but there's no defenseman there. And that's where the goal happens as the pass goes to Leon Draisaitl, who goes to the top of the point yet again, and as Artur Shelovs is moving to the right-hand side, out of position, the puck zips by to his left, but that's an error in execution there by Ian Cole and Nikita Zadorov, expecting a player to be somewhere where he isn't, and now it's a 2-0 lead.
It'll be frustrating for the Canucks too, because there were no Oilers screens on that goal. There were 3 Canucks in the eyes of Artur Shelovs, and he wasn't able to see it. Ekholm scores his first of the playoffs at 15:01 of the first period to give the Oilers a 2-0 lead. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. 4:50 remaining in this first period. Oilers up 2-0 on the Canucks in Game 1. And you're listening to Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey, streaming on the Sportsnet app and along the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The 2024 Outlander PHEV is now in stock. The world's best-selling plug-in hybrid vehicle is now more efficient, more powerful, and more sophisticated than ever, with rates starting from 4.49% plus the industry's best warranty. Elevate your everyday. Make new tracks at Applewood Mitsubishi in the Richmond Auto Mall or at applewoodmitsubishi.ca.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Landlords spend 76 hours managing their property in a year.
That's 19 date nights.
25 hockey games.
And 37...
Dad, let's get some ice cream.
...moments. What could you be doing with your time? At Hope Street, we help busy landlords get their time back. Live life, get paid. Become an armchair landlord today. Hope Street, because life's too short to spend it managing properties.
HopeStreet.ca.
This is Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey.
Down the right way, he shoots and scores!
On the official home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Get your tickets for the Canucks online 50-50 draw. Go to Canucks.com/50-50 to enter. Ticket sales close at the end of the second intermission. Must be 18 plus and located in BC at the time of purchase to play. Know your limit. Play within it. 4:50 left in the first period of Game 1. The Oilers lead the Canucks 2-0. On goals by Zach Hyman on the power play and Matthias Ekholm at even strength. Thanks for joining us along the Sportsnet Radio Network tonight, whether you're Sarah, who tunes in from Hull, England, or Chuck, who listens in Anaheim, California. We thank you for spending your evening, afternoon, or morning with us. Let us know where you're listening from. You can reach me at Batch Hockey. He is at Randeep Janda. Our flagship station is at Sportsnet 650. You can find those handles on Instagram, TikTok, and the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Oilers bring it into the Vancouver zone. Zach Hyman pinned to the end wall behind the Canuck net. McDavid gets it free left side. To the line for Matthias Ekholm. Middle of the ice, Evan Bouchard. Goes back to Ekholm, left boards. Challenged by Garland. Dumps it to the corner. Hyman protects the puck well from Lindholm down low. Trying to pass behind the net. Broken up by Hughes. He gets it off the boards near side. But Bouchard keeps it alive right point for Hyman. Behind the Vancouver net out the near side with a backhander from close range. Stopped by Shelovs. Rebound bouncing around the front of the net. It deflects behind the goal. McDavid has it in the left corner. Being leaned on by Hughes. Feeds to Ekholm. Middle of the point for Bouchard. Made a move around Joshua. Left circle. Long shot. Stopped by Shelovs. Garland gets the rebound. And the Canucks will escape to center. Garland to Hughes. Through the center ice circle. Back to Garland. Right wing into the Oilers zone. Knocked down by Fogle. Dumps the puck to the end wall. Fans wanted a penalty. The officials don't agree. And Bouchard gets it high off the glass. Back to center. Myers chased down by Fogle on the forecheck. Forced to the end boards. Leaves far corner, but Connor Brown has it for Edmonton. Brown back to the line for Kulak with a shot tipped off a stick and wide of the net. Fogle in the left corner, being leaned on by Myers. Got it behind the goal for Brown. Try to centering pass, blocked by Hughes. Fogle gets it free again. Left point Kulak. To the right side for Desharnais. Dumps it to the end wall. Connor Brown trying to protect it. Had it roll through to the far corner. Kulak in from the line. Has it on the wall. Is tied up by Myers, and Hughes gets it free behind his own net. Quinn Hughes banks it off the boards. Left wing to center for Pius Suter. Tips it to Brock Besser into the Edmonton zone. Dumps it down the near boards into the corner. And it's cleared around to the far side, but Pettersson holds in. Dumps it behind the net for Besser. Right wing corner. Bank pass to the line for Ian Cole. Had it hop over his stick back into the Canucks zone, and Zadorov will chase it back and take it behind his own net. Zadorov trying to pass up the near side. Corey Perry missed it. Pettersson feeds right wing to Höglander. Into the Oiler end. He dumps it to the corner. McKayev on the forecheck. Ties up Ceci on the end boards. Höglander's in there too, trying to get it free. Battling with Ryan McLeod. Höglander. Right corner for Pettersson. Passes back to the line for Ian Cole. Long wrist shot through traffic. Stop by Skinner. Rebound off the post. Backhand opportunity for McKayev at the side of the net. But it stays out. And Zadorov keeps it alive at the left point. Now Dylan Holloway with the puck, passes left wing to center for Darnell Nurse. He'll gain the red line and lift it deep into the Vancouver end.
The best chance of the game for the Vancouver Canucks is Ilya Mikheyev chopped at the puck. Broken play, looking for that goal, and it bounces off the post. Skinner had no idea where the puck was.
Canucks dump it into the Oilers zone again. 2:10 left in the first. Edmonton up 2-0 in game one. Bluger behind the Oiler goal. Knocked down in the far corner by Leon Draisaitl, who brings the puck free, and here come the Oilers to center with speed. Draisaitl, left wing for Kane. Back to Draisaitl, spins to the left wing, Hashmarks. Tried a centering pass, tipped off a stick, and wide of the net, and Carson Soucy's got it on the near side. Soucy tried to pass to center, intended for Lafferty. He couldn't receive it. Draisaitl clears it back into the Vancouver end. And now Hronek gets it, right wing to center for Bluger, who dumps it in, and both teams will complete line changes. Oilers on the breakout. Bouchard trying to pass left wing to center. Janmark missed it, and it's icing against Edmonton with 91 seconds remaining in the opening frame. And the Oilers up 2-0 on the Canucks in game one.
And a couple of chances in tight yet again. And that's where Zach Hyman is so dangerous, where he gets the puck behind the net and beats Filip Hronek to the front of the net, has a backhand chance, and forces Archer Sheilov to make his 8th save of the game. We're in tight, down low. This is a very, very difficult team to handle, so you have to make sure that you close that gap really, really quickly, but a good job by Sheilov to seal the post.
Oilers win the face-off in their own end. Bouchard try to pass near side for Desharnais, tied up by Besser, who has it in the left corner. Besser drops for JT Miller, carrying behind the Edmonton net, protecting the puck from McDavid. Feeds the line for Myers, long drive, tipped in front, it deflects over the goal. And Besser gets it to Miller. On the end boards, back to Besser, bottom of the left circle, trying to pass through the slot, tipped off a stick. Suter trying to tie it up, gets it free. from Desharnais. Behind the net to Miller. Now to the right point for Myers. Was falling, but he held in for Besser on the far side. Besser rims it down low. Suter gets it behind the net for Miller. Canucks continue to work the cycle. Miller centers into the slot. Puck is cleared by Janmark to the line, but Myers dumps it back deep. Suter below the goal line to Miller at the right circle. Passes top of the point for Myers. Shot through traffic. Tip wide of the net by Suter in front. And Hughes gets it in the left corner. Pushed to the boards by Hyman. He plays it around to Miller on the right wing side. Now to Myers, top of the point. One-time shot. Blocked by McDavid. Myers holds in from the line and gets it back in deep. Suter behind the net to Miller. Out the left wing side. Canucks have the Oilers hemmed in. Hughes left point. Myers went for a change. He didn't have a pass cross ice, so he dumps it behind the net to Besser. Now to the right point for Zadorov, onto the ice. Spins it back deep. It got caught in the skates of the referee. Evan Bouchard is the beneficiary of that as he cleared to the line. Zadorov held in with his glove, though. Oilers can't clear it right now. Zadorov gets it to Besser. Winding down the right wing side, tied up by McDavid. Zadorov gets it free for Miller down low. Try a centering pass intended for Besser. Batted out of midair by Bouchard. As Janmark has it tied up along the wall, Canucks are trying to dig it free. But time runs out on the period. Besser slow to get up as he went down away from the play. But the opening 20 minutes draw to a close, and it's the Oilers with a 2-0 lead after one in spite of a good late push from the Canucks.
They put in the effort in the final few minutes here of the second period, but the details are something that the Vancouver Canucks have to clean up on that 1-0 goal. Of course, there's a penalty, too many men. You have to make sure you get those clean changes, and on the 2-0 goal, there was a lack of execution on the play by Ian Cole that leads to the turnover. So some details lacking for the Vancouver Canucks in that first period that lead to 2 goals for Edmonton. You're going to have to clean it up for the second batch.
Oilers up 2-0 after one in Game 1, and it's time for Canucks Central at the intermission with Satyar Shah, Bick Nazar, and Brett Festerling.
This is Canucks Central at the intermission on the official home of the Canucks. Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Kane leads the rush back to center. Kane right wing. Into the Canucks end. Pushed behind the net by Besser as he tried a centering pass. Cleared by Cole. Bounces to Draisaitl, bottom of the right circle. Now to the point for Ekholm. He scores! Matthias Ekholm with a drive from the line. Shelovs was screened in front. It beats him glove side. And the Oilers lead 2-0 with under 5 minutes left in the first.
And this is an error in communication.
Vancouver Canucks, couple mistakes, 2 goals for the Edmonton Oilers, and that is the score after the first 20 minutes. And this is Canucks Central at the intermission. Satyar Shah, Bick Nazar, and Brett Festerling. And as always, get your thoughts into our Dunbar Lumber text inbox, 650-650. We'll interact with you throughout the intermission here, and we'll be back for the second plus the post-game show. And it was probably the worst type of start you can have for the Vancouver Canucks. Less than a minute into the first period, you take a too many men penalty, a bad penalty to take. And you know what? To be honest, the PK, up until they scored, Edmonton did, they had 3 clears. They won a couple face-offs. They won a couple battles. They did exactly what you want to do against this Edmonton team, and that's not let them set up and get pressure. But when they do get set up, they're dangerous, and that's when they took advantage.
And Lindholm wins the opening draw, something I was talking about in the show today. 65% against Leon Draisaitl in the defensive zone. So there's a huge key. You win that one. You get the early clears. Ian Cole with some clears as well. I know he's at fault for the too many men. But you look at this, and they were having success. And then one Draisaitl rush and setting up off of that. And Brett, the bind that Filip Hronek is in on this play. We've talked about all the options that they have. Hronek is having to decide in real time between a couple of things to sort out.
Yeah, well, they're just dangerous. They have so many weapons that they can go to, and that's why they've had success. So when they go low, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is low, I believe, and he's got Draisaitl coming in, McDavid on the half wall, and Hyman through, and then Bouchard on the back. So Hronek is stuck where they're going to come in. Does he play the guy that's coming in off the bumper pass, or does he come try to buy speed for the passer? Or because if he comes down for the passer, it's going to draw Beluga down to the guy driving the middle, which is going to open Bouchard. So you got to give up the least. I think they give up it's too dangerous to give up the 2-on run right in front. I think you got to give the Bouchard all the way out and make them make the longest pass there.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Take away the most dangerous threat and give them the lesser threat, and on that play. And the puck kind of goes right through him as well. He does have a chance to play the puck, but doesn't get it.
Ian Cole
doesn't get it.
Right under a stick. But that's the bind, right? It's how does it influence one guy? And if you're Ian Cole, you're also keeping an eye on Connor McDavid as well. We talked about it a lot. Well, just don't take penalties. right? Like limit the opportunity to take penalties. The physicality through 20 minutes, that's what you want to see. It's just a mental mistake here on a too many men penalty. And the Canucks had their issues.
40 seconds, right? 40 seconds bench minor. Canucks led the league with 14 bench minors for the year. This is the first one in playoffs, but yeah, just 40 seconds in. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's exactly what you did not want to do, right? Taking an early penalty, a bad penalty at that as well. And, the coaches, it's a good thing he doesn't have any hair left, because he'd be pulling it out if he had any left too, after giving another one up, especially in this game. Now, after that, the Canucks, to their credit, 5-on-5, it has been pretty even. The Canucks have had some golden opportunities, and that was capped off by Connor Garland getting a breakaway opportunity, and Stuart Skinner made a great save on him. The Canucks have had a few grade A chances, just haven't been able to capitalize on them, and they had a few opportunities to even the game before Edmonton made it 2-0.
And this is the thing I'm sure you talk about it in your show, Sat. The D-men creeping up, right? If it's Darnell Nurse, if it's Cody Ceci, whoever it is, you watch this, the play side D-man, he's willing to go below the circles, and when you don't win it, Quinn Hughes chips a play up the wall. Hronek deals with the pressure on McDavid, and Joshua, there's no pressure on him on the blue line. He slides in Connor Garland, who's streaking from the weak side all of a sudden. So that play side D-man and ribboning around to the winger is open there for the Canucks, and they had a couple of moments to even try that throughout the course of the period.
Yeah, and you were mentioning during the play, hey, look how wide open the far side is, right? And that's those D-men sliding over and going down, and there is going to be opportunities. Edmonton's going to pressure down the wall. Great play by Joshua. You're just going to have to make those plays really quick, and they're going to have to be on the tape.
It was interesting too to watch Nurse get close and then realize where Ceci is and have to play off. So Joshua, we talk about chip outs at the blue line, how difficult that can be. That one, he just holds up the play. There's nobody near him because Nurse has fallen off, and he recognizes he's not going to get there in time. But he didn't either pressure Joshua or cut off the pass to Garland. Unfortunately, he doesn't convert on that. I thought maybe a little indecisive as well on that too.
Yeah, maybe it's too late on the deke. And hey, it is a good save by Stuart Skinner. Comes across, just gets the blocker on it as well. So it's a good save by the Edmonton Oilers netminder. And the Canucks had a few other chances, and one late as well. Mikheyev hitting it off the post in close. Mikheyev had a couple of grade A chances as well. Edmonton does, however, make it 2-0. And this play at the puck, and Ian Cole puts it exactly where Leon Draisaitl wants it. Next thing you know, it goes to the point, and Ekholm makes it 2-0.
Yeah, and Evander Kane makes a good play for my mind. It just put a puck to a dangerous area, right? It's just a soft little backhand. It doesn't look threatening, but it's to a dangerous spot. And again, here's another player in a bind, Ian Cole. For me, panics a little bit on this and just shoots it behind the net, and it goes right to Draisaitl.
Yeah, he doesn't do the backhand where it's got enough steam to go through. It's just this sneaky little put it up for grabs, right?
Yeah.
And then I think Cole's facing back at his own goal, so he doesn't know who's behind him. And you're right, it is a bit of a panic button. Usually as a D-man, you want that default to be the corner. He picks the wrong corner, and that's credit to Edmonton doing their homework. And they have that 2-1-2. They're going to have two guys low. Draisaitl makes a great pass too. He turns around, fires it back up to the point. Ekholm makes a great.
Well, and Draisaitl, he can see Ian Cole what he's about to do even before he does it, and he just jumps that pass. If you watch the play, even before Cole passes it, you see Draisaitl stop and push towards the goal line, and that's how he picks it off.
Now, if he's to backhand to that corner, there's an Oiler there, but Besser's also there. So there'd be some communication there from Brock?
Yeah, for sure. If Brock thinks he's got legs there and you can just chip it to that corner, let him know, hey, over here, yelling. But it's in the moment so fast, right? And it's Cole trying to get it out of harm's way, and he ends up putting it on the most dangerous guy's stick on the ice right at that moment.
And Draisaitl does a great job, right? There's 5 guys flooding down low now, and he finds that pass, and then Ekholm gets to walk into one. And here's Shilovs. You're looking behind you. Suddenly Leon Draisaitl's there. You got to commit to that. And now it's to the opposite point. And it's tough. You're working through. You're sorting through suitors in the middle there. Besser's trying to get to the point to block this Ekholm shot, and he gets through. And there's all these bodies in the way. You're coming across screens as your eyes are trying to track it. Difficult spot for Shilovs as well.
And Canucks guys, right? That was big to me. It's probably 3 Canucks guys that end up screening Shilovs. So it's one of those, if you get it to Ekholm, have the one guy blocking, other guys find guys, try to get out of those lanes.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on, because we've heard Woodley talk about Shilovs on screen sometimes. That's something that he has to work through, and I wouldn't blame it on him, but you can kind of see he had a hard time tracking it and ends up going too far, and the puck goes in on the shorts on the other side. So one of those things to keep an eye on. They're going to try to get layered screens, and Shilov's going to be able to track that puck well enough in this series.
As much as we talk about McDavid in the lead-up, though, the 2 best passes in that period, Leon Draisaitl. There was one on the power play before the goal to get it across ice. Just backhand through everyone. It was unbelievable.
Quick, right?
Yeah.
It was just like boom, got it, rink wide backhand to low. And that relieves all the pressure. All the Canucks are thinking this guy's on his backhand. He can't do anything with it. Give him some pressure. Boom. Through the seam on the tape, and it just relieves everything, and they're able to set up from that.
And it was Draisaitl, too, that creates his own entry, right? Because they had been blocked off. Ian Cole, Bluger do a good job on an entry, blocks it off, and it's Draisaitl that creates the entry on a rush chance that Seeloff kicks away. That's how they're in zone. Draisaitl, for me, best player of the period so far.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal, and I mean, it shouldn't be a big surprise considering how prolific he's been this entire season. And in terms of the physicality in this game, there's been a lot of it. The Canucks have thrown some big hits. Susi on Kulak crunches him. Lindholm on Hyman in the offensive zone. And Zadorov pulverized Kane. But also Edmonton's been returning the favor. We talked about how much are they going to target Quinn Hughes on the same shift. Hyman and Kane got a pretty good lick in on Quinn Hughes on separate times. So the physicality in that first period, Brad, was on full display by both teams.
Yeah, and targeted on certain guys, right? Like you saw Hyman get hit, like you just mentioned, and then Hughes. Yeah, they're going after Hughes. You can tell they're going to go the extra 4 feet. They're not going to let him have a free opportunity.
The one thing I would want to see more from the Canucks is play the puck. I love the physicality. Myers in particular, there's a few opportunities where the puck's there and he's playing the body. And hey, I'm all for the physicality, but especially in the defensive zone against Edmonton, when the puck's there, play the puck. And I know you're amped up, but there's a few chances he had to clear pucks, and he goes for the body, and it ends up being a cycle, being stuck in their own zone.
Or even handling the puck, just indecisive from 57 so far in the opening 20 minutes. He's a veteran, he'll clean it up, but that's one of the things that you worry about, the volatility at times with Tyler Myers. Opening 20, there were just moments Connor Brown closed on him, and he had plenty of time to make a decision, and he's just keeping the Canucks in the zone.
And I think that's just adrenaline of the first period, second round. You're amped up. You got in your mind you want to be this physical menace, and then there's opportunity to play the puck, and you remind yourself, oh yeah, I got to play this, I got to play it quick. So I think he'll simplify it and get back to it, but that period he was a little focused on the extracurriculars.
Absolutely. A lot of reaction on text inbox 650. 5 whole shots at home, bench penalty. Come on. You don't need to help Edmonton. That's one text message. And this one here says, have to block that shot. I think they mean on the Ekholm point shot, get in on it and block it. So obviously the Canucks can do a lot better. But again, they had a few really good scoring chances, and they had some pressure late in the period as well. There are opportunities there to be had for the Canucks. They're down 2-0, but by no means are they out of this game. Don't let the third one in, of course. That's when it becomes a real big task. But you score another goal, there's enough space in this game for you to mount a comeback here.
Especially, I think they've done a much better job in this period than what we saw against Nashville. They've gotten low and kicked it high. In the first series, we talked about it so much. I thought they stopped at the hash, but they've gotten the puck low. Ian Cole's been open for backdoor plays. Or sorry, not backdoor, but diagonal to the back point. And Hronek had a great shot on a Miller setup on a nice entry by Miller and Betcher as well.
Yeah, and that ends up going off Skinner's stick, right? His stick above his blocker. So there's another grade A opportunity. But you're right. I think the cycle, they've had much better cycle game, especially that Garland line and those bank passes to D-man. They can take advantage of that.
Raymond says, will we ever get a power play again? So the Canucks, did they get a power play in Game 6? I don't think they did, right? There's only the one power play goes to Nashville. Yeah, it's quite the run now without getting a power play.
It's been a minute.
So we'll see if they get a call. Now, there was a few instances that were perhaps a little bit close. There was one Garland goes down. May have been stick on that play. I'm not quite sure.
The one with McDavid?
On the McDavid one. I mean, that's a kind of a close play. We'll see what happens here. You know, are the officials going to put their whistles away? Are the Canucks going to get on the man advantage? But so far, the Canucks have not been able to generate much on the power play for a big reason. They're not really getting a lot of calls right now, whether that's deserved or not. I mean, hey, we got a lot of people critical of the officials, but so far that's been a bit of a weakness. The Canucks not getting enough calls recently.
And I think it's a lot to do with skating, right? I think this is one of their better skating. You can tell right now, this game's way faster. It's a completely different series than the Nashville. There's way more skating, way more penetrating middle of the ice. So that should draw more penalties. Now it's just getting inside Edmonton, making them take penalties.
Even on the play, we're a rebound opportunity, right? It's 2-on-2 out of the zone. Höglander and Mikheyev are there low, but they're generating chances below the line. Ends up getting to Cole back on the point. Here we go, and it's unlucky. Mikheyev puts it up the near post, but that exit out of the zone, the guys are skating up the ice trying to put pressure on the Oilers defense.
Yeah, and we'll see how the Canucks fare in the second period. It's Satyar Shah, Brett Festerling, and Vic Nazar. We'll be back here with a second intermission as well. So far, the Canucks trail the Edmonton Oilers 2-0 here at Rogers Arena. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Janda. They have your second period call. That's coming up next on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
On a team, the guys scoring are just as important as the guys stopping the other side from doing the same. That's how the West Coast Auto Group has built their elite team. At West Coast Toyota, Mazda, Nissan, Kia, and Ford Lincoln, the cars are the offense, and their great service department is the defense, preventing breakdowns and keeping you in the game. Elite from top to bottom. The West Coast Auto Group, just over the bridge in Maple Ridge. Visit them online at westcoautautogroup.com.
You have a vision for your new project. Now you need to figure out the rest. That's where Tiletown comes in. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Tiletown has everything you need for your tiling project. Great quality in-stock tile, free design and consultation, do-it-yourself supplies, and their Schluter certified staff have the knowledge to help you with your project. Make that vision a reality at Tiletown in Victoria, Richmond, Langley, and online at mytiletown.ca.
Hey Vancouver, is your business, school, or sports team looking to turn heads with custom apparel? Meet Threadco Print Shop, your go-to destination for screen printing and embroidery. At Threadco, they're more than just another print shop. They bring your design to life at their brand new state-of-the-art facility in South Vancouver. With over 2 decades of experience, Threadco specializes in delivering a seamless experience for all your custom apparel decoration. Experience the Threadco advantage today. Visit their showroom or connect with them at threadcoprint.com.
The road trips are coming.
The road trips are coming.
Do you hear that? The road trips are coming.
Hey, it's Jeff, owner at Turn 3 Autosport. It's time to get road trip ready by getting your spring service done. Experience an exceptional alternative to the dealer and book your appointment today to hit the road running. Our team's passion and commitment will have you wondering why you didn't visit us sooner.
Turn 3 Autosport, born out of a passion. In Langley and at turn3autosport.com.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Coming soon, genetically modified super soldiers encased in armor with powerful jaws, capable of infiltrating any structure and rendering it to dust. Hundreds, thousands of them. Ants. Protect your home with Westside Pest Control. Westside Pest Control has the tools and know-how to eliminate your ant problem. Stop the destruction. WestsidePestControl.com.
Here's NHL hockey superstar JT Miller on why he and his family choose the Ocean Park Ford Service Department in the South Surrey Auto Mall on the King George Boulevard.
Oh, it's very breezy. It's very professional and very quick. The service and all overall and the kindness of the people there have been fantastic. It makes a very easy choice for me and my family, and very safe vehicles with, the group of children I have at my house. It's been a blast.
The door is always open at Ocean Park Ford.
Embark on a culinary adventure at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge, Surrey's newest upscale luxury dining experience. Discover one of the world's largest whiskey collections, along with a menu that showcases the richness of Canadian cuisine, infused with hints of European and Asian influences. Sky Avenue is home to a Michelin-recommended chef, private dining room, 2 chef's tables, and more. Reserve your seat at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge today. Visit skyavenue.com.
Hey, this is Thatcher Demko.
Shishi with a one-timer. Good save by Demko down low. Rebound chance for Evander Kane. Demko stopped that too.
And you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back inside Rogers Arena. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Janda with you tonight. The Oilers lead the Canucks 2-0 after 1, and we get set to go to the second period momentarily, and even though Vancouver's down 2-0, there were a lot of good things that they can try to build off of, especially at 5-on-5 in that first period.
That's 5-on-5. The Vancouver Canucks outchanced the Edmonton Oilers, but you get that early penalty, too many men, you're behind the game, and then on top of that, even though you played a better 5-on-5 period, you make a couple of mistakes on the same play. Ian Cole giving away the puck on the bank pass and then a double screen in front of Archer Shelov, and you're down 2-0 in this game, but you have to trust the process if you're the Vancouver Canucks. 5-on-5, they got to the danger areas more than the Edmonton Oilers. You have to come back with more of that, but eliminate the mistakes from your game.
Canucks in blue will skate from left to right in the second period. The Oilers in white will go from right to left, and it's the McDavid and Miller lines to oppose each other again, as they did at the start of the game to begin the second period. Shots were 10-5 in favor of the Oilers in that first period, so Shelov certainly the busier goaltender. And Edmonton wins the faceoff, but Carson Soucy lays a big hit on Connor McDavid right off the draw. Oilers dump it into the Vancouver zone. Hyman right corner. Trying to clear the puck into the slot. Came to Janmark. He was pressured by Besser. Gave it away to Miller, and the Canucks escaped to center. Myers on the right wing. Dumps it behind the Edmonton net. Besser first to it left corner. Spins it to the end wall for Pius Suter. Right wing side. Back to Myers at the line. Cycles it down low again. Besser on the end boards. Poke check by Bouchard. He is also hit by Hyman on the boards. Oilers can't clear. Ian Cole held in left point. Got it around to the right side for Pius Suter. Back to the top of the point. Passes near side for Miller. Into the high slot. Drops to Zadorov with a long wrist shot. Stopped by Skinner with the glove. Through a good screen from Besser at the front of the net.
And how do you set the tone right at the beginning of the period? Carson Soucy lines up Connor McDavid right off the faceoff. And to me, that's a little bit of a message sent by the Vancouver Canucks to say, all right, you're lining up our guy and Quinn Hughes every time you get a chance. We're going to do the exact same thing. And when ensues after that is zone time and a shot from Zadorov. Brock Besser in front of the net trying to get the tip. Just couldn't.
Face off to the left of Skinner in the Oilers zone, won by Lindholm. Right point for Ian Cole. Tees up a heavy drive. He ripped it wide to the net. Rebound. They score! Dakota Joshua, Johnny on the spot at the bottom of the left circle, takes the carom off the end boards and buries it past Stuart Skinner. It's a one-goal game in the first minute of the second.
And this starts with the face-off win by Elias Lindholm. Gets the puck back to Ian Cole, and it goes by the left-hand side of Stuart Skinner in a friendly bounce for Dakota Joshua, who is hanging out by the left post, and zips it by Stuart Skinner. When he has to go from side to side to the net, that's when he's vulnerable, and the Canucks take advantage. 2-1.
Joshua's third of the playoffs comes 53 seconds into the second period to make it a 2-1 hockey game. And here they come again. Lindholm right wing, try to shot tip to the goal. Garland's got the rebound. Behind the net. Banks it left point for Zadorov. Down the boards to Garland in the corner, battling with Ceci, who takes it behind his own net, and the Oilers will try to break out. The goal by Joshua 53 seconds into the second. Time of the goal brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Canucks dump it back into the Oiler and Evander Kane near side. Try to pass to center, knocked down by Niels Höglander. Here come the Canucks. Höglander right wing, Pettersson going to the goal. Höglander delays near circle, sweeps it left point for Quinn Hughes. Hughes cycles behind the net to Mikheyev. He'll carry to the right wing corner. Leaves for Höglander below the goal line. Pushed to the wall by Nurse, but spins off the check. Höglander back to the line for Hronek. D-to-D to Hughes, left point. Makes a move around Foegele, down the boards. Quinn Hughes threw it to the net. Mikheyev was parked in front, couldn't tip it past Skinner. Höglander on the right wing side, trying to pass through the slot. Batted down by Draisaitl, and Foegele gets it high in the air and out to center ice. Hronek at his own line with a quick pass ahead for Höglander. Drops to Pettersson into the Oilers zone on right wing, but the Canucks are called offside. And the faceoff will come out. 2:03 into the middle frame. Edmonton leads Vancouver 2-1 in game one.
Niels Höglander being aggressive at the offensive blue line. Takes the puck away from Evander Kane, and after that, the Oilers are on the back foot as Vancouver sets up possession. Unfortunately, they couldn't complete the play as the pass that Höglander gave to Quinn Hughes was off the mark, but that's what you need from Vancouver. More aggressive at the blue line rather than absorbing pressure in your own end.
Canucks out shooting the Oilers 3-0 early in the second. Have cut the Edmonton lead to 1. As Corey Perry dumps it into the Vancouver zone. Ryan McLeod near corner. Chipped it behind the Canuck net. Perry meets it on the right side, trying to wind into the slot. Knocked down by Lafferty. Got a shot away. Sheloves makes the save and sprawls out in front to cover it and get the whistle. Perry trying to drive to the goal. Pushed away from the blue paint by Sam Lafferty, who's probably lucky he wasn't called for a trip on Perry, as he did kind of knock him down as he cut to the middle of the ice and had his stick in his feet.
Corey Perry, you're right, as he was caught flat-footed, as Perry was trying to slither around him to get to the net, and that's exactly where he went. Corey Perry hasn't really played a role in that regard yet, being camped out in front of Archer Sheloves, but if that third line for the Oilers gets more zone time, you can expect Corey Perry to be in the grill of Sheloves.
No points in the postseason thus far for Perry as the Oilers win the draw. Bouchard with a shot left point, missed wide of the Vancouver goal. It's on the back of the net. Dug off the back of the goal. And Bluger in the near corner leaves behind his own net for Filip Hronek. Hronek passes left wing for Hughes. He tips it off the glass to center, and Lafferty chips it deep into the Edmonton end. Nearly 3 minutes gone, second period. The Oilers lead the Canucks 2-1 in game one. Dylan Holloway dumps it to the left corner. Myers back to the puck, leaves for Soucy, who's knocked down to the inboards by a forechecking Corey Perry. Puck squirts free to the far wall. Soucy after it, tried to clear it up the boards. Bouchard pinching down the wall, held in, but lost it to Pius Suter. And now the Canucks will escape to center. Miller, right wing to the red line, rims it around the end boards. Suter meets it left corner, chops it back behind the net. Mattias Ekholm on the near side is able to direct it off the boards and back to center ice. Besser plays give and go with Myers at his own line. Myers feeds D-to-D to Soucy. To center for Besser, mishandled the pass, but Myers follows up, gains the red line, and dumps it in. Skinner out of the goal, handled the puck in the no-go zone. He fell, chipped the puck outside the trapezoid, and they're calling it a penalty. Canucks will get their first power play of the game after a puck-handling mishap from the Edmonton netminder.
And I don't think Stuart Skinner realized that, as he was asking Mattias Ekholm, did I handle it? You could read the lips from up here in the broadcast gone to line. He definitely did, as he tumbled, handling the puck, and his stick made contact with the puck outside the trapezoid. That's 2 minutes, and the Canucks will get a power play here, as it looks like Corey Perry. No, there'll be another Oiler heading to the penalty box, but nonetheless, Vancouver gets an excellent opportunity here after Stuart Skinner tumbles right behind his own net and handles that puck. Now, let's see what the Vancouver Canucks can do with this power play, as Connor Brown is in the penalty box.
Brown serving the penalty to Stuart Skinner. Canucks to the man advantage for the first time in the series. We're 2 for 13 on the power play in the 6 games against Nashville. Meanwhile, the Oilers were a perfect 100% in 5 games against the LA Kings. They went 12 for 12 shorthanded. Big moment of the game. Canucks with a chance to tie it on the man advantage. Lindholm wins the draw. Right side for Pettersson. Throws it rink wide, left circle to JT Miller. Miller rims it behind the goal. Pettersson's got it right circle. Stick handling at the hash marks. To the line for Hughes. Left circle, Miller shoots. It was tipped in front by Besser wide of the net. Desharnais gets it free. Chance for a 2-on-1, but Nugent Hopkins couldn't get to the puck. Hughes takes it instead at center. Feeds it ahead to Besser. Drops to Pettersson, and he'll drive into the Oilers zone. Pettersson high slot with a high shot right on. Skinner made the save. Big rebound to the right circle. Comes to Besser. Back to the line for Hughes. Now to Pettersson on the half wall. Again to Hughes, right point. Rink wide left wing side for JT Miller. Miller, top of the circle, trying to pass through the slot. It hit Lindholm and bounces out to center. I think he was looking for Pettersson on the right wing, and the Canucks have to chase the puck back into their own end. Hughes at his own line. Skates to center, try to drop pass. Tipped away by McLeod, and Besser in his own end goes across to Pettersson. Pettersson leaves at his own line for Hughes. He'll accelerate through the center ice circle into the Oilers zone. Left wing boards for JT Miller. Tied up, he's the last man back. Turn the puck over. Here's Foegele, right wing. Being chased by Pettersson on the back check. Foegele stops top of the right circle, takes a long shot. Sheloff stopped it off his glove, and it comes to Lindholm down low. 45 seconds left in the Vancouver power play. Oilers lead game 1, 2-1, nearly 5 minutes into the second period. Connor Garland to the Oiler line on right wing. Leaves near side for JT Miller. Dumped it into the corner. Garland on the forecheck, trying to come up with the puck. Has the stick knocked out of his hands by Nurse, but Miller gets it free to Hughes at the line. Now to Garland, right point. Drops near boards for Miller. Protected the puck from Janmark, who forces it out to center. Steals it off his stick. Here's Janmark, left wing to the Vancouver line. Short-handed, trying to drive the goal. Takes it behind the net. Attempted a wraparound, but couldn't get it around the far post. And Hughes plays it free for Besser in his own end. Puck dump back behind the Vancouver net. Shelov's out of the crease. Drops to Connor Garland, as Connor Brown is standing in the box. about to step onto the ice. And the Canucks are 0 for 1 on the power play in game 1, despite some good looks as Hronek dumps it in. Philip Hronek on the forecheck in the Oilers zone. Plays it right corner for Dakota Joshua. Drops to Garland in the near side corner. Garland behind the net, centering pass into the slot, picked off by Connor Brown. And he'll skate right wing to center for the Oilers and dump it in. Hronek behind his own net. Shields the puck from Warren Fogle on the forecheck. Makes a nice pass to center. Dakota Joshua couldn't handle it in his skates. And Brett Kulak has it in his own zone. Nearly 6 minutes into the second period. Oilers up 2-0 in game 1. Nurse passes right wing for Draisaitl into the Vancouver zone. Protected the puck from Soucy on the boards. Leon Draisaitl with room. Right point, lining into the slot. Dispossessed by Phil DiGiuseppe. And he'll lead the rush left wing to center, gaining the red line and dumping it in so the Canucks can change.
And the Canucks did need a change there as Connor Garland had been on the ice for 90 seconds. That giveaway by Draisaitl was very, very important for the Canucks so they could get that full change.
Myers clears it to the Oiler line. Darnell Nurse has it for Edmonton. Ahead for Zach Hyman, then back to Nurse in his own zone. Try to stretch pass out of the reach of Draisaitl, but it won't go for icing. Hyman got to it first in the left corner. Zach Hyman cycles to Leon Draisaitl on the end boards. Now for McDavid behind the net. He missed the puck, but Bouchard gets it right circle. Tried a low shot. Shilov's made the save. Big rebound. Hyman was about to get to it. Good play by Bluger to poke the puck out of his reach. So the Canucks clear it back into the Edmonton zone, but it's going to be icing, and they won't be able to change.
And Batch, rarely do we see Artur Shilov spill a rebound to the middle of the ice, and that's exactly what happened. And luckily for Vancouver, their defensemen are very good at boxing out and cleaning up the garbage in front of Shilov's, but there, the puck just sat there for about 2 seconds, and luckily the Canucks are able to clear eventually, but that was a play where you don't see much confidence from the Canucks because of the power play. It really took away confidence in their 5-on-5 game.
Oilers win the draw in the Vancouver zone. Ekholm with a shot from the line. Fired it high and wide of the net. Rebound, and Shilov's made a good save. In tight on an opportunity from the right circle by Dylan Holloway. Corey Perry has it left wing. Chased back to the point by Myers. Cycles it back deep into the zone. Zadorov gets it free for Sam Lafferty below the goal line. And Lafferty takes it behind his own net to the far wall. And lifts it off the boards for DiGiuseppe at center. DiGiuseppe to Bluger. He gains the red line. And dumps it in. And the Canucks complete a wholesale change. Ekholm to center for Holloway, lifts it into the right corner in the Vancouver, and Ian Cole's back to the puck behind his own net. Cole taking time, makes a nice pass middle of the ice for Höglander to the Oiler blue line. Drops right boards for McKay, had to settle the puck on the wall and spins it behind the net. Höglander's after it left corner, battling with Desharnais, who cleared it up the boards for Nugent Hopkins, and he'll pound it off the wall to center. Ian Cole with a nice pass ahead for Höglander. Cutting into the Edmonton end on left wing, tied up by Nugent Hopkins on the back check. Höglander still battling on the boards. Pedersen gets it free to the right point for Hronek with room. Down the wall, tried a shot. It was blocked in front by Kulak. Thrown back to the goal by Pedersen off the left wing. A quick release snapshot that Skinner held out off his right pad. Now Joshua near boards to the line for Ian Cole. Dumps it behind the net for Ilya Mikheyev. He'll play it into space far side. Soucy activates from the line. For Mikheyev behind the goal. Out front, tried a jam play on the backhand. And Skinner was down low to hold it out off the pad. Now here's Evander Kane left wing to the Vancouver line, trying to deke around Myers, who knocked the puck free to the far boards. Draisaitl's after it there, but he gives it away to Elias Lindholm, and he'll flip it out to center ice. Nurse at his own line for Kane up the right wing. Into Vancouver territory, poke check by Soucy. Try to pass that deflects to Garland on the right wing, and he'll dump it in from the Oiler blue line. Almost 9 minutes gone, second period. It's Edmonton 2, Vancouver 1 in game 1 of this second round best-of-7 Stanley Cup playoff series. Hronek activating from the right point. Trying to chase the puck down the near side. Nurse chips it free. Nugent Hopkins on the near side pokes it out to center. And Suter's got it back in his own end. Pius Suter up the left wing for Brock Besser. Dumps it in on the backhand. Canucks will complete a change. Nurse behind his own net. Rimmed it around to the near side. Hronek chops it down. It goes all the way around the zone. And McDavid picks it up on the far wall. Connor McDavid, right wing to center, is content to dump it in. Hughes will go back to it behind his own goal. Quinn Hughes up the near side. Passes to center for Miller. Left wing for Besser. Into the Edmonton end. Poked it deep past Janmark. But Bouchard's back to the puck and feeds middle of the ice for McDavid. Trying to wind up through the neutral zone. McDavid, left wing to Ekholm. Across the Canuck line. Floats it to the front of the net, but it's grabbed and held by Artur Shilovs with the glove hand. 9:28 into the second period. It's the Oilers 2 and the Canucks 1 in game 1 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
As you gear up to support your favorite team this spring, know that your favorite Kubota equipment dealer is elevating their game too. Swing by Avenue Machinery and Douglas Lake Equipment, your trusted full-line Kubota dealers, and up your game with 0% financing and special spring deals on Kubota gear. Big or small, you'll receive the respect and support you deserve. Visit one of Avenue Machinery and Douglas Lake Equipment's 6 BC locations or explore DLEAMC.com.
In a world where business knows no borders, Crow provides global reach on a personal scale. Spanning more than 145 countries, Crow's trusted advisors have the knowledge and expertise to add value to your business. From traditional accounting services to business consulting, Crow creates solutions tailored to your unique needs. Let Crow's expertise elevate your business. Visit crowmackay.ca to learn more. Crow, smart decisions, lasting value.
Time. Saving the best deals for the playoffs. Lease a new Honda Civic or HR-V from just 3.49% with plenty of stock to choose from. Or take advantage of Carter Honda's playoff bonus. The award-winning CR-V leased from just 2.99%. And yes, that includes the CR-V hybrid model. Check out the deals at carterhonda.com and at 8th and Burrard. Let's go!
Hey, this is Brock Besser, and you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650.
You're listening to Alpine Credits, Canucks playoff hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Own your home. Alpine Credits can get your loan approved. Alpine Credits, homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca. 9:28 elapsed in the second period. The Oilers lead the Canucks 2-1. Edmonton was up 2-0 after the first period. Power play goal by Zach Hyman. Even strength marker for Matthias Ekholm. But Dakota Joshua got the Canucks on the board inside the first minute of the middle frame. And it's been a much more even game since then.
Absolutely. In the 5-on-5 game for Vancouver, very strong, playing aggressive through the neutral zone and on the forecheck.
Face off of the Vancouver end to our left near circle. Won by Lindholm behind the net for Soucy. Gets it left wing to center for Joshua, who tips it in on Stuart Skinner. To handle the puck side of the goal, gets a Bronx cheer for the Canuck fans. It was already called for a penalty for handling the puck outside the trapezoid earlier on. Now the Canucks dump the puck into the Oiler end, but there's a delay because Ekholm has his stick caught up in Dakota Joshua's helmet.
Looks like one of those weird Halloween costumes where
there's a stick coming out both sides of the head.
Exactly, yeah. It looks like. And Dakota Joshua did not enjoy that very much. Neither did Matthias Ekholm, who gave him a shove.
And Joshua is arguing to referee Kyle Raymond, saying, hey, his stick was literally through my helmet. How is that not high stick?
And the fans here at Rogers Arena, seeing the replay on the big Jumbotron, tend to agree with Dakota. And, yeah, his stick was high. He gets caught.
Maybe a follow-through on a clearing attempt is the only argument. As Ekholm cleared it up the boards, Joshua was trying to forecheck against him. And that's where the stick gets caught up.
And Rick Tocchet not happy with that either.
Oilers to the Vancouver line. Fogle try to pass through the slot, broken up by Soucy. Got it near side for McKayev. Now right wing to center for JT Miller. Into the Oiler end. Bit of a hybrid line here. Miller taking a turn with Höglander and McKayev. And McKayev leaves at his own line for Myers. Maybe they're in the midst of a change as Suter comes out over the boards and now does Besser too. Bouchard try to pass right wing to center. Hyman missed it. It'll be icing against the Oilers with 9:45 left in the middle frame. And Edmonton leading Vancouver 2-1 in game one.
And the Oilers have their top line out there, but these guys have been on the ice for some time, so a good opportunity for the Canucks, who have Hronek and Hughes. They've got the top line with JT Miller and their top defensive pairing playing against a pretty tired group here for Edmonton.
Rick Tocchet still chatting with referee Kyle Raymond after that sequence with Joshua taking the stick up top of the Oilers zone. Hughes left point, right side for Hronek, down the near wall. Suter with room, leaves for Miller, back to Hronek, one-timer for the line, and Skinner made a good save off the left pad. Oilers can't clear the zone. Hronek holds in well right side, but Bouchard follows up and passes far boards to center for McDavid. McDavid down the wall, poke check by Hronek. Did a good job forcing him wide. McDavid keeps the puck. Passes left point and hopped over the stick of Brett Kulak and back to center ice.
And a great effort by Philip Hronek down the right-hand side. He's got Connor McDavid, but stick on puck, not taking a penalty and keeping up with Connor McDavid.
Kulak try to pass through the middle. It goes all the way down. This will be another icing against the Oilers. And another offensive zone face-off for the Canucks. Maybe a chance to capitalize as the third line of the Oilers is caught out there. And the Pettersson line will come out to oppose them, with Zadorov and Hughes on the back end.
And the Pettersson line had a very strong first period. If you start looking at some of the high danger chances and the shot attempts, they were in the positive. So another opportunity here to generate.
Pettersson and McLeod to take the face-off to the right of Stuart Skinner in the Oilers zone. Edmonton controls off the draw. Desharnais clears it around near side, but Mikheyev holds in for Höglander down the right wing boards. Höglander and the puck roll off his stick. Perry chips it to center. Hughes of the red line passes ahead to Pettersson. Dumped it back in on the left wing. Skinner out of the goal to handle. Leaves far corner for Desharnais. Played it up the boards. Holloway helps it past Hughes and out to center, and Hughes takes it back at his own line. Left wing for Pettersson. Dumps it cross ice into the right corner. Mikheyev's after it on the half wall. Drops it back to Zadorov. Tried a snapshot through traffic. It was blocked by Kulak to the corner. Mikheyev gets it back. Spinning away from Kulak on the boards. Protecting it right wing side. Chips it back behind the goal. Desharnais pokes it past Pettersson. Hughes pinches down the left wing wall. Knocks down Holloway. Oilers can't clear. Giuseppe gets a shot from the line that was tipped on net, and Skinner held it out off the pad. Vincent Desharnais in his own zone. Slowly up the right side. Passes middle of the ice for Nugent Hopkins. He'll tip it in deep. Nikita Zadorov behind his own net. Passes near boards to Ian Cole. Cole banks it right wing to center for Bluger. Here come the Canucks, three of them to the Oiler line. Lafferty right wing to the net. Tried a shot. It was tipped. Rebound just batted wide of the goal by Ceci on the back check. Now Hronek from the line takes a shot through traffic. Skinner made the save. Rebounds loose in the crease. Lafferty digging away at it, and it rolled wide again. Lafferty, Bluger, and Ceci battling for it below the goal line. Right wing side, it comes loose to Evander Kane. Cleared it to the line. It was batted down by Ian Cole. And now here's Derek Ryan to the Vancouver line. Ryan, right wing, drops to Ceci. Heavy drive, he scores! Cody Ceci with a long-range slap shot off the rush. Beats Artur Shilov's. And the Oilers reestablish their two-goal lead. It's 3-1.
And a fourth-line goal by the Edmonton Oilers, a 95-mile-per-hour shot by Cody Ceci. As Sam Lafferty has a great opportunity right before this. The fourth line's doing battle, and Ceci almost knocks one into his own net about a minute before this goal happens, and Ian Cole can knock down the puck at the blue line, and Derek Ryan leads the transition attack, a one-timer for Ceci, and it looks like it's a deflection.
Maybe off Ian Cole,
Ian Cole, yet again, unfortunately for him, goes off him and into the net to make it 3-1.
Cody Ceci gets his first of the postseason to make it 3-1 Oilers, and the Canucks are behind by 2 again. But they got a chance at the Oiler end. Miller right to the net. Puck was in his skates as he took a centering pass left wing from Suter. Was all alone in the slot, but couldn't get a clean shot away, and Janmark dumps it back to the Vancouver line. The goal by Ceci at 12:26 of the second period. Time of the goal brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Carson Soucy behind his own net. Gets it off the boards near side for Besser. He'll chip it to center. And McDavid leaves in his own end for Evan Bouchard. Bouchard, left wing to center for Hyman. He's got a lane. Into the Vancouver end, near circle. Holds onto the puck, shoots, he scores! Zach Hyman down low. That's a tough one for Artur Shilov's, as I think it beat him under the left pad, and the Oilers strike twice in quick succession to make it 4-1.
It's coming down the left-hand side, got all the room, but you're right. This one goes right underneath the left pad of Artur Shilov's, as Zach Hyman is allowed to generate speed through the neutral zone. And this is an unfortunate goal. It goes right through him. And this is something that Artur Shilov's not going to like, as there might be a little bit of a deflection off Tyler Meyer's stick, but there's still plenty of room there to make that save. And it might have taken a slight deflection for sure with Tyler
Myers. It went off Meyer's stick and completely changed direction, actually, on second look.
So he looked like he was preparing for the shot to go to the left-hand side, but it ends up going right.
The Oilers scored twice in 45 seconds. Zach Hyman has his second of the game. And Edmonton leads 4-1. But time of the Hyman goal is 13:11 of the second period. Time of the goal brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. But the Canucks are going to head to the power play here as Draisaitl in on the forecheck. Grabbed a hold of Quinn Hughes, I believe it was. Or rather, it was Connor Brown, excuse me, and Brown is in the box. Canucks will go to the power play when we return. 6:36 left in the second. It's Edmonton 4 and Vancouver 1 in Game 1 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey, streaming on the Sportsnet app and along the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hughes cuts in front again, doing laps in the San Jose zone. Quinn Hughes shoots, he scores! And that goal was all Quinn Hughes.
Hey, Rogers customers and hockey fans. Rogers wants you to win big this Stanley Cup playoffs.
The Canucks are off and running.
Well, what a heads-up play here by Quinn Hughes.
You could win a VIP trip to the Stanley Cup final, plus hundreds of prizes, courtesy of Rogers Beyond the Sea. For your chance to win, visit Rogers.com/Stanley Cup. That's Rogers.com/Stanley Cup.
Your business is more than just numbers. It's years of hard work, dreams, and passion. But in the midst of the hustle, have you taken the time to understand its true worth? Crow's trusted advisors can help. With global expertise across a wide variety of industries, let Crow uncover the real value of your business. Redefine your company's success. Visit crowmackay.ca to learn more. Crow. Smart decisions, lasting value.
Do you want to play where the Canucks play? And no, I'm not talking Rogers Arena. It's Northview Golf and Country Club. Dan Murphy here. It's easy to see why Northview is the official golf course of the Vancouver Canucks. 2 championship courses designed by Arnold Palmer, world-class facilities, and Duffy's Sports Grill, the perfect spot to finish off a great day. Or if you're like me, perhaps start the day. Northview, designed by the King, open to all. Book a tee time now at northviewgolf.com.
Hey, this is Connor Garland.
It's 4-0 Canucks with 6:41 left in the second.
And you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet Radio Network.
6:36 left in the second period tonight at Rogers Arena. The Oilers lead the Canucks 4-1 in Game 1. And Vancouver's headed to the man advantage with Connor Brown in the box for a hold on Quinn Hughes. Meanwhile, Leon Draisaitl not on the Oiler bench right now. And not on the ice for the penalty kill either, so we'll keep an eye on that situation. As the Canucks win the faceoff and go to work on their second man advantage of the game, they're 0 for 1. Pedersen right wing, try to pass into the slot for Lindholm, tipped away by Janmark for Nugent Hopkins. He'll skate it right wing to center himself, dump it in past Hughes, and chase him down on the forecheck. Hughes behind his own net, knocked down by Nugent Hopkins. Gets the puck left wing, dumps it back behind the goal, and Lindholm's back to it. Hughes to his own line, leaves for Elias Pettersson. Now for Lindholm right wing, back to Pettersson left side, try to pass it. It was broken up by Janmark, and Hughes takes it back to center. Left boards for Miller, again to Hughes, middle of the ice, back to Miller, left side into the Oiler end for Lindholm, alone in the slot, shoots right on, and Skinner stopped him off the pad. Besser gets it back right point. Near side for Elias Pettersson, rink wide feed to Miller on the left half wall. JT Miller skates downhill, plays it behind the net to Pettersson, right wing side. Elias Pettersson, bottom of the right circle, feeds the point for Hughes. Left wing Miller, down the wall, protected the puck from Janmark, drops it back to Hughes, fakes the shot, again to Miller, left wing, centering pass, Pettersson with a one-timer, missed the net. Skinner might have got a piece of it off his glove. Now Hughes again to Miller, try to pass through the slot, tipped off a stick and into the netting and out of play. 5:23 left in the second, 47 seconds left in the Vancouver power play. The Oilers lead the Canucks 4-1 in Game 1.
And a great look for Elias Pettersson on the right-hand side as Stuart Skinner flashed the glove, but might have gotten a piece of this as it was coming in from the right-hand side, going from right to left, and just missed the net. Skinner did not get a piece of it, but Lindholm had an excellent opportunity down Main Street, which was denied by Skinner.
Face-off far circle. Miller wins it back to Hughes. Bouncing puck got between his legs and out to center. Hughes at the red line spins away from Nugent Hopkins. Left boards for Pettersson. Now to Besser, right wing. Into the Edmonton end. Drops to Elias Lindholm. He'll leave at the point for Quinn Hughes. Wrist shot through traffic. Tip wide by Besser at the side of the goal. He takes it behind the net and passes left wing for Miller. Top of the circle. 25 seconds left in the power play. Miller down low to Besser. Back to Miller. Left wing faceoff dot to Besser. Side of the goal. Tries to scoop it out front. Skinner makes the save. Couldn't cover it, but Nugent Hopkins gets the rebound and clears it all the way back down the ice.
The Canucks with a lot more zone time on this power play, but unfortunately, 2 good chances haven't been able to either A, hit the net or beat Skinner.
Now here's Suter with speed to the Oiler line. Dumps it left corner. Dakota Joshua is after it on the forecheck. Battling with Bouchard. Suter in there too. Comes away with the puck. Behind the Edmonton net. Spins away from Kulak. Passes left boards for Garland in the corner. Garland spinning down low. Back to Zadorov at the line. Try to pass down low to Garland. Broken up by McLeod. Got it free to Warren Fogle. And he'll play it up the right wing all the way down. This is going to be icing against Edmonton. Now the Canucks will have an offensive zone face-off. Still no Leon Draisaitl on the Oiler bench with 4:17 remaining in the middle frame, and the Oilers up 4-1 on the Canucks in Game 1.
And Batch, that Lindholm chance comes after the Oilers are extremely aggressive at the zone entry, where if you can beat that pressure, there's a lot of empty space down below, and that's something that Lindholm benefited from, but it's about getting that entry and beating that pressure.
Blueger and McLeod on the face-off. Left wing circle in the Oilers zone. Blueger wins it to Högling. Left point, Hronek shot through traffic, was blocked off a stick, and Warren Foegele on the near side will lead the rush to center. Foegele, left wing to the Vancouver line, throws on the brakes. Zadorov was knocked down away from the play. Foegele cutting to the middle, trying to shot, but Blueger blocked it. Kulak at the left point. Dumps it down the near wall. Zadorov clears it high off the glass on the backhand. Back into the Edmonton end. Bouchard, slow to go back to it. He tricked the linesman into calling that one icing. I certainly think he could have got there. But the faceoff will come back into the Vancouver zone with 3:54 left in the middle frame. And the Oilers leading the Canucks 4-1. Have you welcomed a little Sonic into your life? Sonic 104.9 is Vancouver's new alternative radio station, and they have tickets to every Canucks home playoff game that you could win. Listen weekday mornings for the details on Sonic 104.9. McDavid out on the ice now with Kane and Hyman. So the line's in the blender for the moment, with Draisaitl not in the game right now, not on the Edmonton bench. It'll be Blueger and Kane after the icing call against Vancouver. Blueger wins the draw to Zadorov, cleared behind his own net, up the far wall. Evan Bouchard has it to the right point. Bouchard cycles behind the Canuck net. Hyman chips it to the right corner, skates onto it himself, tried to cycle down low, gave it away to Blueger, and he'll clear it slowly into the Oiler end, not heavy enough for icing, and the Canucks can get the line change they needed. Hybrid lines right now for Rick Tocchet, I think coming off that power play, as now they get them sorted, and it's Joshua Lindholm and Garland out together. Evander Kane dumps it behind the Canuck net. Shilov's out of the goal, leaves for Carson Soucy down low. Soucy clears it up the near side. Lindholm ties up Nurse. It's out to center, and Garland's after it on the forecheck. CC back to it. Chased down by Garland. Got it off the glass to the line, but not out. Joshua holds in with a shot that rolled through the slot to the far corner. Now Soucy on the forecheck. Gets it down low. Joshua laid a heavy hit on Hyman, and Lindholm's got it behind the net. Centered in front. It's loose to the crease. He scores! Elias Lindholm from below the goal line banks it past Stuart Skinner and in. And the Canucks make it 4-2 with under 3 minutes left in the second.
Lindholm gets the goal, but the hard work of Carson Soucy and Dakota Joshua along the left-hand side to pressure Zach Hyman creates this. As they pinch in, they're aggressive on the left-hand side. The puck goes to Elias Lindholm behind the net, and then a little bank pass goes off the stick of Stuart Skinner as he's expecting the pass through the crease, but it actually hits the paddle of his stick on the inside and goes right through his legs. Smart play by Lindholm, but hard work by Soucy and Dakota Joshua.
Lindholm scores his third of the postseason at 17:01 of the second period to make it a 2-goal game again. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Oilers dump it back into the Vancouver end. Under 3 minutes left, second period. Edmonton up 4-2. Brett Kulak tried a shot left point. It was blocked wide of the goal. Ianson and McCabe, and rolls all the way down for icing against the Canucks. Get your tickets for the Canucks online 50-50 draw. Go to Canucks.com/5050 to enter. Ticket sales close at the end of the second intermission. Must be 19 plus and located in BC at the time of purchase to play. Know your limit. Play within it.
And no surprise that both of the Canucks goals have come on that from that line, with Lindholm and Joshua scoring the goals, but they've also been in and around the blue paint near the goal line, where that's a lot of the goals are in this time of the year. That's where they're going to come from.
Canucks win the draw, but they're going to ice the puck again, as the Oilers got the McDavid line out against the Pettersson line here, or the new hybrid McDavid line, I should say, as they've got Kane and Hyman on either of his wings.
And Leon Draisaitl still not at the Edmonton Oilers bench, and that's going to give the Canucks confidence. You got to focus on your game and playing the right way, but the more time McDavid gets out there, that's going to weigh him down a little bit as well.
Pettersson wins the face-off near corner for Zadorov. Battling with Evander Kane on the near boards. McDavid in there trying to dig it free as is Pettersson. Got it loose to McKay. For Niels Höglander at his own line. Banks it up the right wing, out of the reach of Pettersson, and Evan Bouchard in his own zone throws it out to center. McDavid received the pass, but that was poke checked by Höglander. And the puck rolls back deep into the Oilers' zone, so the Canucks can complete a change. Miller against McDavid again is the matchup as Evander Kane skates left wing to the Vancouver line and dumps it to the inboards. Zadorov sends it up the near side for Brock Besser. Besser passes to center. Suter chips it in deep. Skinner out of the goal to handle. Gets another Bronx cheer from the fans. He was awfully close to handling that outside the trapezoid. Now Besser gets a one-time chance in front, set up by Miller. But Darnell Nurse was there to block it, and it goes out of play. With 1:45 left in the second period, the Oilers lead the Canucks 4-2 in Game 1 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Urban Auctions Langley is the best place to sell your valuable collectibles or to liquidate your estate. Get top dollar for your quality sports cards, comics, antiques, records, and video games. To consign or to get a cash offer, call or email us at urbanauctions.ca. Also, if you're looking for super deals, Urban Auctions has hundreds of items to bid on. Check us out at urbanauctions.ca.
Carter Honda is on the bandwagon and it's game time. Saving the best deals for the playoffs. Lease a new Honda Civic or HR-V from just 3.49% with plenty of stock to choose from. Or take advantage of Carter Honda's playoff bonus. The award-winning CR-V leased from just 2.99%. And yes, that includes the CR-V hybrid model. Check out the deals at carterhonda.com and at 8th and Burrard. Let's go!
Landlords spend 76 hours managing their property in a year.
That's 19 date nights.
25 hockey games. And 37...
Dad, let's get some ice cream.
...moments. What could you be doing with your time? At Hope Street, we help busy landlords get their time back. Live life, get paid. Become an armchair landlord today. Hope Street, because life's too short to spend it managing properties.
HopeStreet.ca.
Hey, this is Ian Cole, and you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650.
1:45 left in the second period. Tonight in Vancouver, it's the Oilers 4 and the Canucks 2 in Game 1 between the two teams in this second-round best-of-7 series. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Janda with you. Stay tuned for Satyar Shah, Bick Nazar, and Brett Festerling. They'll bring you Canucks Central at the intermission coming up right at the end of the period.
And Batchelor playing detective right now as the Edmonton Oilers trainer whispered something to Chris Knobloch on the bench, but he had his mouth covered by a towel, so we're all trying to play true detective over here, trying to figure out what's going on with Leon Draisaitl.
Nugent Hopkins wins the face-off in his own zone for the Oilers. Back to Darnell Nurse, who lifts it to center, and Hughes at his own line banks it up the left wing for Brock Besser. Gains the Oiler line, but it's cleared the other way by Foegele. Was going to be icing, but McLeod's in quickly on the forecheck, and he's got it behind the Canuck net. Ryan McLeod tried a bank pass near point for Nurse, broken up by Besser. He centers for Miller through the center ice circle. Back to Besser, right wing. Now to Miller, left boards. Chips it to the corner, protects the puck from Foegele down low in a battle. Suter in to help out, tries to pry it free, but lost it to Nugent Hopkins, and he'll ice it for the Oilers. So the Canucks will get the face-off in the Edmonton end with 1:04 left in the middle frame, and the Oilers up 4-2 in Game 1.
A lot of icings here in the second period, and that has to do with the pressure that both teams are bringing on the forecheck. Now with Vancouver, there's an opportunity here as the Lindholm line has produced both goals in this game. Face-off in the offensive zone for Lindholm against Nugent Hopkins.
Elias Lindholm and Dakota Joshua each have a goal and an assist. Canucks win the faceoff. Zadorov, left circle, tried a shot, then tipped off a stick over the Oiler net. Garland right corner, hit into the boards by Nugent Hopkins, keeps the puck, tried to center for Joshua. Pass was blocked. He attempted to play it up the right wing wall, but McLeod broke up the cycle and clears it back to the far wall for Cody Ceci. Ceci tried a rink-wide pass. It rolls all the way down. Icing's waved off, though, and Hughes goes back to it behind his own goal. Quinn Hughes. Slowly to center. Tried to lift it into the Oiler end. He did. Looked like that went into the Canuck bench, but play continues. Lindholm tried a drop pass, gave it away to McDavid. Then he mishandled it at center, handed it right back to Myers. Canucks dodge a bullet, and Joshua was able to tip it in deep on the right wing. Desharnais back to the puck, protects it from Garland, feeds far boards for Corey Perry. He goes back behind his own net for Vincent Desharnais. A dozen seconds left in the period. Brett Kulak left wing to center, hit by Mikheyev as he dumped it in. Myers back to it near corner. Got it higher on the glass for Mikheyev. He'll let it go to center, and that's going to do it for the middle frame. 2 goals each for the teams in the second period. But it's the Oilers that remain ahead by 2 on the strength of their 2 goals in the first period, and Edmonton's up 4-2 after 40 minutes.
And both of those goals come from the Elias Lindholm, Connor Garland, Dakota Joshua line. Strong period from them, but the Canucks got a lot of work to do here in the third period, as it's been a pretty even game 5-on-5 for the most part. But the Canucks are going to have to elevate their game. And one thing to watch, though, Leon Draisaitl not playing for the Edmonton Oilers, not on the bench. What is his status? And that could really swing the pendulum in the third period.
Time for Canucks Central at the intermission. Let's rejoin Satyar Shah, Big Nazar, and Brett Festerling.
This is Canucks Central at the intermission on the official home of the Canucks. Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Susie on the forecheck. Gets it down low. Joshua laid a heavy hit on Hyman, and Lindholm's got it behind the net. Centered in front. He's loose in the crease. He scores! Elias Lindholm from below the goal line bakes it past Stuart Skinner and in. And the Canucks make it 4-2 with under 3 minutes left in the second.
Canucks and Oilers separated by 2 goals, 4-2 through the first 40 minutes, and this is Canucks Central at the intermission on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Satyar Shah, Brett Festerling, and Big Nazar. Get your thoughts in to our Dunbar Lumber text inbox 650-650. The Canucks still trail Edmonton 2 goals, but they've got 2 of their own in the second. Edmonton also answered with 2, and it's a game where the Oilers have capitalized on Vancouver Canucks mistakes, and that's been the difference in this game so far.
If you're playing as the underdog, you got to play clean, and the Canucks really haven't done that through 40 minutes. We talked about the too many men penalty in the first period, but even puck management. It's something Zadorov has talked about leading up to this in the times he's met with media. And you watch that Kings series, they gave the Oilers plenty of times to play with speed or play off turnovers, and Canucks have kind of responded in kind, similar to what LA did in round 1 versus Edmonton.
Yeah, play with speed. My big thing is gaps. Edmonton scores 2 goals there, I think are prevented with gaps. Obviously, they're a fast team. They play quick. You want to respect that speed, but the best way to do that is to match that speed by getting up the ice, and I think they just gave him too much room to get entries on those 2 goals.
And it's not as if those 2 plays were building speed.
Yeah.
It was allowed space to build the speed.
Exactly.
It'd be one thing if Edmonton generates the opportunity. There were lanes for them to skate into provided by Vancouver.
Something of note here before we break the goals down, Leon Draisaitl left the second period with about 8 minutes to go and did not return. So that's something to keep an eye on. Number 29, big player for the Edmonton Oilers. We'll see if he does return in this game, but something to really keep a close eye on. But let's go through the goals. The Canucks did get within 1. Dakota Joshua, relatively early, within a minute in the second period, scores a goal. The building comes back alive. It looks like the Canucks are getting right back into it. Well, doesn't go their way afterwards, but on that goal, and it comes after initial good shift. Zadorov gets a point shot. Skinner makes the glove save, and then afterwards, it's an offensive zone draw. Lindholm wins it, and the rest is history.
Gents, what was I talking about? Lindholm versus Draisaitl in the draw. He's 60% on the air, and he's 70% in the offensive zone. That's how this all starts. And it's just a shot from the point. And you actually watch this. We always talk about alignment off a face-off, Brett. Cece's on the wall with Garland. And it's Cece's trying to get to the back post there when Joshua was able to convert it. So that's a tough spot for the D-man to go from the board to the far post.
Yeah, well, they do a good job of just getting the middle quick. It wasn't it's a simple play. You're not overthinking it. It's just get to the middle, get shot. It's exactly what they did before. Zadorov got a good shot, Besser right on the crease. And then Cole has a lane. It's not on net, right? But it's on the short side, and it ends up coming off the back while Joshua's right in front to bang it home.
Yeah, and the Canucks, good start to the period, and after that started creating some chances. It looked like they were really back into this game. And then, a bit of an awkward play at the offensive blue line by Ian Cole. Can't keep the puck in, can't play the puck. Next thing you know, Edmonton, I guess, an opportunity slightly off the rush a little bit. It's a Cody Cece point shot, deflects off Ian Cole, beats Artur Shilovs, and next thing you know, they restore their 2-goal lead.
And it's really unfortunate, too, because the fourth line, energy line, trying to bring some juice in the building. You're back into this game. And there's multiple moments where that Lafferty trio is out there against McDavid and Draisaitl. And they had held their own. And they have a good shift. Lafferty creating all this net front traffic. And It's just one play the other way. Suddenly the wind gets taken out of the building.
Almost bangs in a rebound. I mean, gets a net front shot. It hits off CC's stick or skate and just narrowly goes past the post, and the bounces, they go the other way instead.
The whole play the other way is created. They're just trying to flip the puck out of the zone.
Yeah.
And Ian Cole knocks it down and doesn't collect it. Suddenly Derek Ryan's got speed through the neutral zone. That's what we were talking about. It's the speed was generated through Vancouver errors, whether by positioning or this play where he knocks it down. Here comes Ryan, lays it off to CC, and Cole never really makes a play on the puck.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? He's allowed to get the blue line. He has enough speed. And then Canucks are back checking. You're not going to come over to Ryan. CC jumps up. Good, vision by CC to get in that play. And he just hits it off Cole again. Unfortunately, Cole's playing one of those games. I think he's made a lot of good plays. He's had some really unfortunate bounces that have just not gone his way.
Well, up until that point, the 3 Oilers goals, he played a part in it. He had the too many men penalty. Then he's also doesn't get the puck on the cross-ice pass to Hyman to make it 1-0. On the second goal, he dumps it behind the net. Draisaitl takes it. Next thing you know, he scores. And then on that play, he turns it over. As a defenseman, how do you park that when you've had a game where it seems like every mistake you make ends up in the back of your net? It must be frustrating.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating, and you're well aware. It's a quicksand game, I'd call it, right? The harder you try, the worse it seems to get. And it's really, you need to focus on your next shift. Simplify it. Just simplify. Make the first pass. Get the hit. Block off. Just an effort, right? Which he always has. But it's really just trying to simplify it, get in your head. Next shift, that's all that matters.
Well, Edmonton then makes it 4-1, and this time Ian Cole's off the hook. He has nothing to do with this play. But Tyler Myers, however, who's had a bit of an uneven first period on this play, I want to get your thoughts on this one. And I know, Vic, you have a few thoughts about how it developed and everything, but on the shot from Zach Hyman, he gets a stick on stick. The shot it's a bit of a changeup, and it slides through Artur Shilov's. We can talk about Shilov's, but on that play, is it just unfortunate, or if you're going to get a stick there, you got to make sure you get the puck?
Yeah, it's a changeup. I mean, the thing that bugs me is the gap. He's taking a shot from the point. It starts at Edmonton's in their zone, top of the circles, and they end up getting a shot, uncontested really, for Hyman on the far side, all the way to the dot.
Right.
So you can't let him get the zone, and he can't get that close. And what happens is it goes across, and McDavid's right there for Hyman. And you see guys, they're so aware of McDavid that they both don't go to Hyman, and that allows Hyman just the room and the space to do it. And then that ends up with a goal. So I think it's a little too much respect for McDavid. Obviously, you have to have it, but they're so aware of him and what guarding against his speed that allows Hyman, who's got, 9 playoff goals now, to come into the dot and shoot it.
So for you, is that starting earlier in the neutral zone with Besser? And we've had this discussion of wingers picking up guys in the neutral zone. You watched Boston and Toronto last series. It's Marner trying to pick up Pasternak. Is that Besser to pick up Hyman, or is that Myers to be aware of Hyman on the wing?
Myers. It's Besser the way they play the 1-2-2. It's Besser's picking up McDavid with speed through the middle. That allows Myers to gap up on Hyman, close off that blue lane, not gain speed. But you need to have trust in Besser to grab McDavid.
Because as well, the center and the other D-men are going to be there to support Besser. So if you want to dedicate 3 guys, do it from the weak side rather than the play side.
Exactly. You're cutting that ice off, trying to force them up there. If they go the other side, you need that momentum. Besser needs to be on the right side of McDavid, which is not easy to do. That allows Myers to gap up and close that off.
Well, and you know what? To the Canucks' credit, McDavid gets an assist on that play. They've actually done a good job on McDavid 5-on-5. Yeah. He hasn't been able to get loose. He hasn't been able to get some rush opportunities. They've done a good job of swarming him, taking the puck from him, not letting him gain speed from his own zone. But ironically, when they played him well, the other guys have taken advantage of the space they've had.
Through 40 minutes, how many shot attempts do you think Connor McDavid has?
2?
1.
Okay, yeah.
So the influence on him, they've done a decent job on 97, but on this play, 18's got 2 goals tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And you're right, they have. Hronek had a nice hit on McDavid down low in their zone.
Denial, yep.
Yeah. So, they have played him well, but don't get too focused on him in terms of the 5-man unit. You still got other jobs you need to do.
Well, the Canucks do get one back late in the period. It is Elias Lindholm, who honestly may have been the Canucks' best skater, best player even in the game so far. Played a huge part, of course, on the Joshua goal early in the period. A bit of a lucky bounce on this one, but hey, when you do a lot of good things, sometimes eventually something goes through for you.
This starts in the D zone for me too. That's just clear up the wall, and Lindholm does a great job just holding the stick of Darnell Nurse, right? He doesn't win the puck, but the puck gets out of the zone, and Garland's on his giddy up, gets all the way down the wall, is able to freeze the puck, right? Just that D-man, it doesn't matter if you win it, but can you freeze the puck? And suddenly Joshua's there to cut off a play up the wall. Lindholm's there to create traffic and eventually come below the line. The forecheck gets established. Susie pitches. Joshua's there to throw a big hit. And Lindholm's just trying to center it. Goes off a body and in.
Yeah, it's all forecheck. It's all system. You're right. Lindholm does. We've talked about how good he is in terms of these little plays he makes on the defensive side. You're right. Getting a stick, getting it out. Then he's the guy backing up Garland on the forecheck. He gets in the body. That creates a turnover. Susie down the wall. Great. And then obviously it turns into a grind. Joshua does make a good play. Just the whole forecheck's great, and Lindholm gets a nice bounce.
What a difference, though, you see in Edmonton versus what we saw in Nashville. There's more natural puck support on plays behind the net and in the zone, whereas Nashville was out of the zone. So Canucks forecheck was never really established. You're just trying to protect what's going the other way. Here their forecheck comes into play and generate a goal out of it.
Yeah, and you know what? I know a lot of people are also texting into our Dunbar Lumber text inbox and saying, what about Mikheyev? Where's Elias Pettersson? Ken in North Van text in and says, listening from work, it's discouraging whenever I hear Höglander or Mikheyev have the puck. The play will simply die. So disappointing. Mikheyev has had 4 grade A chances in this game. 2 in the first, 2 in the second period. Just hasn't been able to finish.
To be fair, it's not Eli Mikheyev.
It's not. I mean, he's just not finishing.
Yeah.
Just like he's getting a lot of scoring chances. Höglander's play, however, when you're playing with Pettersson, got to get the puck to him quickly. He's had 2 or 3 opportunities where Pettersson's screaming down through neutral zone, is in space, has a chance. And Höglander either holds on to the puck too long or doesn't see his teammate. I wonder if that continues, whether we see 21 come off that line pretty soon.
Right now, you'd make an easy case for it, too, because he generates a turnover. The puck is on the wall. 40 screaming through the middle. Even a bad pass in the right area is going to create a high danger. Pulls up, tries to do a spin move. We know Rick Tocchet's spin moves, right? Like you're going to grimace at them, and nothing gets created. Nothing dangerous gets created out of it. Even later in the shift, tries a rink-wide pass in the O zone through 3 Oilers sticks. It's too ambitious and not enough urgency from Nils Höglander.
Yeah, he's had an okay forechecking, getting into bodies, getting pucks. He's done that better the last 3 games. But you're right, Petey has one in the neutral zone where he has a clear-cut breakaway. There's a 2-on-1 going to the net. He can put anything to the net there. Just get in the air and he turns back. So, yeah, a couple unfortunate opportunities missed because he's just getting too far ahead of himself, not playing in that moment.
Yeah, Kyle from the Burbs echoes similar things. Need Höglander to step up. He's been shaky so far. But positive, Susie and Zadorov have been amazing. A lot of physicality from those 2 guys. This text here as well says, we're beating ourselves on the power play. Need to be much better. We talked about how the Canucks had not received the power play in almost over 100 minutes at that time. Well, they get 2 power play opportunities in the second period. They're gifted one from Stuart Skinner, who plays the puck outside the trapezoid, gets a delay of game penalty. They get another penalty by Connor Brown later. The problem, however, the power play didn't really generate much of anything.
Lindholm had a chance off the rush. JT corrects off an earlier mistake when guys pressure him. Gets Lindholm a rush chance, and they set up a Pettersson one. Just misses the corner. But that Lindholm one, that chance, I'm interested to see how JT starts playing this, because there was an entry earlier. McLeod had one intention, and he went right after JT Miller, and he got pressured right away, and puck went out of the zone. So JT course correcting there on a quick pass to get it to Lindholm was good to see.
Yeah, it was. And you're right. We talked about it so much versus Nashville. That entry where you kick it out wide just didn't work with speed. And you can see Edmonton watch video. Their forwards are going directly to that guy. They're not even worried about what the center man or whoever's breaking the puck is doing. So they're going to have to change that up.
One thing I did like, though, at times they took whatever they had on the entries, and they had a rush chance off the entry on the Pettersson shot on the first power play. I like that. Just take what's given to you sometimes, and perhaps do that more if you get another opportunity in the third period. Canucks down 4-2. We'll see if they can mount a comeback in the third. Batch or Randy with your third period call. That's next on Sportsnet 650.
Hey, it's Satyar Shah from Sportsnet 650. Wildfires have the power to drastically change lives in BC, and as wildfires become more frequent and intense, we can all take proactive measures to protect our province, our homes, and our communities. BCAA and FireSmart BC have joined forces to help educate British Columbians in wildfire prevention and preparedness. Get FireSmart with BCAA and FireSmart BC. For tips and resources, visit bcaa.com/firesmart.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Landlords spend 76 hours managing their property in a year.
That's 19 date nights.
25 hockey games. And 37
Dad, let's get some ice cream.
moments. What could you be doing with your time? At Hope Street, we help busy landlords get their time back. Live life, get paid. Become an armchair landlord today. Hope Street, because life's too short to spend it managing properties.
HopeStreet.ca.
The 2024 Outlander PHEV is now in stock. The world's best-selling plug-in hybrid vehicle is now more efficient, more powerful, and more sophisticated than ever, with rates starting from 4.49% plus the industry's best warranty. Elevate your everyday. Make new tracks at Applewood Mitsubishi in the Richmond Auto Mall or at applewoodmitsubishi.ca.
It's all good.
As you gear up to support your favorite team this spring, know that your favorite Kubota equipment dealer is elevating their game too. Swing by Avenue Machinery and Douglas Lake Equipment, your trusted full-line Kubota dealers, and up your game with 0% financing and special spring deals on Kubota gear. Big or small, you'll receive the respect and support you deserve. Visit one of Avenue Machinery and Douglas Lake Equipment's 6 BC locations or explore DLEAMC.com.
Angry Otter Liquor, you're at home here.
It's playoff time across BC, and Angry Otter Liquor is thrilled to rally with hockey fans on the road to the Cup. Score big at Angry Otter Liquor, your ultimate hockey headquarters. Ice-cold game day beer, spirits for every level of team spirit, and snacks to fuel your victory celebrations. Explore game day essentials with Angry Otter Liquor and celebrate every win with the perfect drink. You don't have to be a member, but it pays to be one. Learn more at angryotterliquor.crs.
How many emails, text messages, notifications for calendar reminders of meetings you don't want to go to are all waiting for you to deal with right now? Well, your legendary escape from it all awaits. The number 5 orange is open right now. That's a meeting invite worth accepting. Pre-game, post-game, even during the game. The number 5 orange.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I have super-powered debt consolidation and human-powered rhymes. I met a homeowner. His name was Brett. He had a few bills, but don't you fret. Home equity loans is my skill set. Consolidating bills, that's what you get.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
This is Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey. On the official home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back inside Rogers Arena. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Jando with you. The Oilers lead the Canucks 4-2 after 2 in Game 1. And we'll head to the third period momentarily. But the big news to start the third period, Randeep, Leon Draisaitl back on the Oiler bench has returned to the game after missing about the last 8 minutes of the second period.
That's right, and he was testing out whatever's bothering him, but the TV cameras did pick up Tyler Myers gave him a shot to the upper back area, and that was really it. He ended up going to the locker room for about 8 minutes, as you mentioned, but as of right now, still on the Edmonton Oilers bench. But it was in the mid to upper back area where a bit of a forearm shiver by Tyler Myers.
Canucks in blue will go from right to left in the third period. The Oilers in white will go from left to right, and it's the Miller line against the McDavid line again to get us underway in the final frame of regulation. Artur Shilovs remains in the Vancouver crease to begin this third period as well. Has given up 4 goals on 14 Oilers shots through 2 periods. Oilers win the faceoff, get it to the Vancouver line. Myers tried to clear it to center. It's tipped free for McDavid. Right circle, Hyman, long-range wrist shot. Tipped off the stick of Soucy, high in the air and out of play. Just 14 seconds into the third period.
And the Canucks are going to be pushing for that third goal and eventually the fourth goal They're going to probably take some more chances. I think one of the better things for the Vancouver Canucks in this game through 40 minutes was they've had more cycle chances. They've had more chances off the rush. They've had more high-danger chances. 5-on-5, they've played well. It's just that you cannot make multiple mistakes on the same play against this Oilers team. That's how you end up losing games.
Canucks win the faceoff in their own zone. Besser got it at center, trying to pass middle of the ice, picked off by McDavid. He gets it ahead for Hyman, who dumps it back into the Canucks zone. Soucy on the end boards, hit by Hyman. Got the puck loose to Besser. Now for Miller, trying to pass. It was behind Pius Suter. And it's icing against Vancouver.
And the way Edmonton plays, you're going to get your looks. This is a very aggressive team offensively. Even though they are better defensively, there are still tendencies to pinch into the offensive zone, maybe be aggressive through the neutral zone with their defensemen. So you have to pick your spots because the spots will be there for Vancouver, even in this third period.
Miller and McLeod on the draw to the right of Shilovs in the Vancouver end. And Miller wins it back to the corner for Tyler Myers. Protecting the puck in a battle with Evander Kane. It rolls behind the Canuck net. Carson Soucy on the near side. Skates to center, passes right wing for Miller to the Oiler line. Miller, right wing half course, drops it back for Zadorov. High slop with a wrist shot right on, and Skinner kicked it out off the pad. Zadorov after it left corner. Trying to short pass to Joshua, broken up by Ceci, and the Oilers turn back to center. Nurse to the Vancouver line on right wing, dumps it past Ian Cole. Goes after it on the forecheck. Nurse plays it around to the far boards, but Connor Garland has it, and he'll turn back to center for the Canucks. Garland for Lindholm, driving into the Edmonton end on right wing. Got around McLeod, trying to drop pass intended for Joshua. McLeod broke it up. And Joshua hits Nurse into the end boards. But McLeod gets it free and passes to center for Kane. Chance for a 2-on-1 for the Oilers. Evander Kane left circle with a shot tipped wide of the net off the stick of Ian Cole. Dakota Joshua leaves it his own line for Elias Lindholm, and he'll drop it back to Ian Cole, who plays it off the boards to center. And the Canucks can get a change with Edmonton regrouping in their own end. Here's Draisaitl, right wing to the red line. Dumps it in. Hronek back to it behind his own goal. Centers for Pettersson. He'll leave for Quinn Hughes. Hughes, left wing to center for Höglander. Tips it in deep. Skinner out of the goal. Pressured by Mikheyev. Got it high around the boards. Pettersson knocks it down right corner. Protecting the puck from Draisaitl to the line for Hronek. Left point Hughes. Back to Hronek. Right side shot. Pass for Pettersson driving the net. He couldn't tip it on as he was cutting to the goal off the left wing. And the Oilers clear it out to center again.
That is the right idea, though. When you have Stuart Skinner moving side to side, he doesn't have the quickest of reactions, and the Canucks nearly got one there.
Quinn Hughes, left wing for Pettersson. Mishandled the puck of the Oiler line. It's cleared back the other way, and Myers retreats to it in his own end. Myers, right wing to center. Pettersson deflects it deep. Di Giuseppe will pursue Nurse. Takes it behind his own goal. Leaves for Holloway far side. He's hit by Bluger. But the Oilers get it out to center anyway. Ceci, right wing to the Vancouver line. Leaves high slot. Derek Ryan trying to pass. Tipped away by Di Giuseppe. Comes to Brown, left circle. He fired it wide of the net, and Bluger's after it on the near side. Fans wanted him to break away up the wing, but he had to settle the puck and now ices it. Or rather, icing's waved off as he cleared it down, but Connor Brown got back to the puck and leaves near corner for Darnell Nurse, who clears it off the window to center. Soucy rolls it back in. And this is going to be called icing against Vancouver this time, so the Canucks won't be able to change. 3 minutes into the third period, the Oilers lead the Canucks 4-2 in Game 1 tonight at Rogers Arena.
Elias Pettersson doing an excellent job in the offensive zone. First wins a puck battle against Leon Draisaitl and then beats Draisaitl to the net, going back door. Nearly gets the third goal of the game for the Vancouver Canucks, but that's a battle that Pettersson, 2 shots on goal through this game, 3 shot attempts, and nearly had a goal there.
Delay here as JT Miller's having a conversation with the referee. He was on the ice and was trying to sneak on for Teddy Bluger, I think, off the icing call, but he won't be allowed to stay on. So Miller goes to the bench. And now he's being allowed to go back onto the ice.
Quick seat for about 2 seconds, gets back up. That will actually buy some of his line mates some time.
And Pius Suter wasn't on the ice either. They got him out there too. Face-off will be to the right of Shilovs in the Vancouver zone. McDavid and Miller to take it. McDavid thrown out of the circle, so Janmark will step in instead. And Miller wins it behind his own net for Nikita Zadorov. Cleared it around the near side. Brock Besser played it back into his own zone. McDavid handled that. They call the Oilers offside, but I actually don't think this is the right call as Besser chipped it back into his own end. But they'll bring the faceoff out nonetheless.
And there was an argument by the Oilers here. I do wonder if Matthias Ekholm got his stick on that as well.
Yeah.
As he was battling with Brock Besser. That would have caused the offside if the Oilers touched it last, of course.
They're going to bring the faceoff to center. Miller and McDavid's lines still on the ice. And they'll contest the faceoff. Won by McDavid back into his own end. Skinner leaves for Evan Bouchard. He'll pass it left wing for Ekholm. To center for Janmark, who dumps it in, and Shelovs leaves his crease. Archer Shelov dropped it near corner out of the reach of Miller. Hyman has it instead for the Oilers. Tied up by Miller on the wall. It comes to the line, and Bouchard holds in. Left point, Ekholm shoots wide of the net. Hughes threw it out in front as it rolled off his stick, and Miller had to clear it to the corner. Now Bouchard, right point, fakes a slap shot. Passes near side. McDavid missed it. It rolls into the corner. Hughes gets it free. Gave it away to Ekholm at the line. Ekholm to the right circle for Janmark. Knocked down in a battle with Hughes. Canucks get it to the line. Ekholm can't hold in. He dumps it back in, though. And now Hronek passes left wing for Hughes. Canucks forwards are changing. Hughes for Mikheyev driving through the middle. Tipped it in deep. Skinner pokes it to the near corner. And Mikheyev's after it on the forecheck. Was bumped into the wall by Ekholm. Now a long puck is floated to the net. Skinner grabs it with the glove. It's a delayed offside against the Canucks as they say the puck came out over the blue line. And so Skinner drops it back into play and the Oilers will break out. Ekholm to center. Fires it into the right corner. Myers is after it far boards. Tried to funnel it up the wall. Gave it away to Draisaitl, who dumps it back deep. Soucy behind his own net. Stripped to the puck by Warren Foegele. Soucy continues to battle. Nugent Hopkins gets it right wing side to the line for Desharnais with a one-timer that missed the net. Hoglander far boards. Lays a nice reverse hit to protect the puck from Kulak. Couldn't clear the zone, though. Foegele gets it left circle. Winding into the slot. Poke check by Myers, who kicked it free to Mikheyev. And the Canucks will try to break out. Mikheyev drops to Soucy in his own zone. Left wing to center for Pettersson. Tipped it middle of the ice. Broken up by Kulak. Nearly gave it away to Pettersson, who mishandled it. And Corey Perry drives into the Vancouver end on right wing. Canucks doing their best to move the puck up the ice, but it feels like they're spinning their wheels right now. 5 minutes gone in the third period. Oilers up 4-2 in game one. Soucy floats it high in the air to center. Glove down by Nurse, but Garland chips it deep and goes after it on the forecheck. Garland left corner. Dumps it behind the Oiler net. Nurse gets it up the far side for Kane, and he'll lift it high in the air to center for Ryan McLeod, who dumps it in. Zadorov behind his own goal. Hit by McLeod on the forecheck. Ian Cole back to help out. Poked it free near side. Garland's tied up by Ceci, but Cole gets it loose to Lindholm. Driving to the Oiler line on left wing. Elias Lindholm left circle with a shot. Skinner stopped it short side. Lindholm gets it down low. Centers for Joshua. Trying to jam it home at the far post. Skinner held it out. Rebound came in front for Garland. He couldn't get a shot away. And Kane gets it out to center. Ian Cole passes rink wide far side for Elias Lindholm. He'll take it back in his own end with the Canucks completing a line change.
And that Lindholm line starting to dominate down low. They're getting looks. Unfortunately for Connor Garland, just couldn't get his puck on the stick on that last play. He had an opening, though.
Bluger on the forecheck. Gets it right circle. Passes left point for Hughes. Spinning at the line. Hughes to the middle of the ice. Wrist shot through traffic. He missed the target. And Bouchard in the near corner gets it up the wall all the way down. This is going to be icing against Edmonton. And the Canucks will have an offensive zone face-off 6 minutes and 15 seconds into the third period. It's the Oilers 4 and the Canucks 2 in game one.
And Elias Lindholm is playing with confidence right now. Another shot coming down the left-hand side. Sets up a play down low for Dakota Joshua. So whether it's playing physically on the forecheck, whether it's winning face-offs, Lindholm has done an excellent job of trying to really drive play with that third line.
Miller wins a face-off left circle in the Oilers zone. Came to Besser on the boards. He was tied up by Ekholm, and Connor Brown brings it right wing to center and dumps it back into the Vancouver end. Oilers have yet to register a shot on Archer Shelovs here in the third period, as they're content to dump it in and work the forecheck to try and run the clock down. Now JT Miller passes to Pius Suter into the Oilers zone. Made a deep high slot, was poke checked by Ekholm. Bouchard tried to clear the zone, batted down by Besser to Miller, middle of the ice with a high wrist shot. He missed the net. And Hronek has to skate over to the right point to hold in. Hronek dumped it down the boards. Ekholm clears it back to the Canuck line. Zach Hyman battling with Hronek, dropped it to McDavid, driving through the middle, lost the puck as he was cutting to the net. And it comes to Janmark in the right corner. Matthias Janmark, top of the point. Desharnais shoots through traffic. That missed the net. McDavid's got it on the inboards. Tries to center for Janmark at the slot. Tipped away by Suter, and here's Besser out to center. Left wing to the red line. He dumps it into the corner. Pettersson's after it on the forecheck. Pressuring Kulak down low. Kulak leaves near corner for Desharnais. Passes ahead for Janmark. Makes a move away from Mikheyev. Floats it into the Vancouver zone so the Oilers can change. Ilya Mikheyev picking up speed behind his own net. Left wing to center. Tied up by Fogle on the boards. Lost the puck. Nugent Hopkins fires it right wing for Draisaitl, who dumps it in. Draisaitl still seems to be skating a little bit gingerly as he dumped it in. You'd like to see the Canucks try and lay the body on him if they can.
Gosh, he doesn't have the pace here in the third period. That back seems to be bothering him.
Nugent Hopkins at his own line. Will drop to Nurse. Canucks are changing. And away from the play, Elias Lindholm lays a shoulder into Leon Draisaitl. Zadorov gives him a cross-check. Draisaitl slashes him back. And there's going to be penalty calls here. I think they're going to take them both. So Zadorov and Draisaitl will be summoned to their respective sin bins. And looks like we'll play 4-on-4 here when we return. 7:59 gone in the third period. It's the Oilers 4 and the Canucks 2 in Game 1 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey, streaming on the Sportsnet app and along the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Here's NHL hockey superstar JT Miller on why you should buy your next new Ford from Ocean Park Ford in the South Surrey Auto Mall on the King George Boulevard.
Well, I think it's very simple. It's high quality and good people, and I think that that's a hard combination to beat. And ever since I got here, it's been very simple for me and an easy choice for us. And like I said, I just feel very lucky that I get to come down and see Ron and the guys here, and they always take great care of me when I come.
The door is always open at Ocean Park Ford.
Embark on a culinary adventure at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge, Surrey's newest upscale luxury dining experience. Discover one of the world's largest whiskey collections, along with a menu that showcases the richness of Canadian cuisine, infused with hints of European and Asian influences. Sky Avenue is home to a Michelin-recommended chef, private dining room, 2 chef's tables, and more. Reserve your seat at Sky Avenue Kitchen and Lounge today. Visit skyavenue.com.
Happy birthday, dear Nana. Happy birthday.
No, the cake!
Life is full of surprises, and TSC is there to help you make the most of the journey. I'll grab the KitchenAid and the Bissell. With exciting offers every day on time-saving brands and products that keep you smiling.
Oh, wait, you made a new cake that fast?
Oh, it's a backup. But don't worry, honey. I'll carry this one. For moments made to last, shop exciting offers every day at tsc.ca.
Hey, this is JT Miller, and you're on the home of the Canucks.
Canucks with the draw. Miller scores right off the face-off. He rips it top shelf.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
You're listening to Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Own your home. Alpine Credits can get your loan approved. Alpine Credits homeowners get approved. Visit alpinecredits.ca. 7:59 elapsed in the third period. The Oilers lead the Canucks 4-2 in Game 1. And we're going to play 4-on-4 here for a full 2 minutes with coincidental minor penalties to Leon Draisaitl of the Oilers and Nikita Zadorov of the Canucks. And this should be fun. It's Miller, Pettersson, Hughes, and Hronek against McDavid, Hyman, Bouchard, and Ekholm. The Canucks win the draw. Hughes behind his own net. Passes left wing for JT Miller. Miller to center, fires it up the right wing. Hronek tips it in deep. Goes after it on the forecheck. Ekholm back to it behind his own goal. Cleared it up the near boards, and now Bouchard leads the rush to center. Left wing for McDavid with a burst of speed. Pettersson lays out, knocked it off his stick, and it rolls wide of the net. McDavid behind the Vancouver goal, clears it up the near wall. It'll roll back to center, and Matthias Ekholm takes it into his own end.
A desperation back check by Elias Pettersson. If he didn't make that play, Connor McDavid's really in by himself on Archer Shilovs, and has an excellent chance for a goal there, but Elias Pettersson just diving out to make that play.
Ekholm passes to center for McLeod. He'll tip it into the left corner, and Quinn Hughes retreats to the puck. Hughes spins it around to the near side for Connor Garland. Garland battling with Nugent Hopkins, dumps it back behind his own net. McLeod gets it in front for Nugent Hopkins. He hit the post with a one-time chance. Shilovs never saw it. He was looking over his other shoulder. But it stays out, and it's still 4-2, just past the 9-minute mark of the third period. 4-on-4 for another 52 seconds. Hughes dumps it right wing for Garland to the Oiler line, goes back to Hughes. And He'll leave for Lindholm in his own end. Canucks complete a change. It's Lindholm, Besser, Soucy, and Myers on the ice, and here they come to center. Lindholm, left wing for Soucy. Passes right boards for Besser. Into the Oiler end. Besser throws on the brakes. Try to drop pass to the line. That was held in by Miller for Soucy. Now to the right circle, Besser. Dumps it cross ice left corner. Soucy gets it, goes rink wide to the right side. Besser with room. Side of the net. Miller tip. He scores! Deflection from JT Miller at the side of the net. The Canucks get a goal at 4-on-4, and it's a one-goal game. Edmonton leads 4-3.
This one ain't over yet. JT Miller gets the third goal of the game for the Canucks. As Carson Soucy starts off the play on the left-hand side, making a great pass. Cross ice to Brock Besser, who sends the puck towards the goal, and what a tip across his body near the goal line to beat Stuart Skinner. That's a high-skill play by JT Miller inside the far post to make it 4-3.
JT Miller scores his second of the playoffs at 9:38 of the third period to make it 4-3. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca, and this building has come alive again. 4-on-4 for another 5 seconds. As Kulak brings it right wing to the Vancouver line, pinned to the boards by Pettersson. Nugent Hopkins gets it free, gave it away to Pettersson. He'll skate left wing to center. Pettersson to the red line. Tied up by Kulak on the back check. Lost the puck. Draisaitl out of the box. Leaves for Nugent Hopkins in his own zone. And this is a 5-on-5 game again. Edmonton up 4-3 now into the second half of the third period. Myers back to it, far corner. Leaves near side for Quinn Hughes. Banks it up the boards to Pettersson. He was tripped up by Holloway as he cleared the zone, and Bouchard has it at his own line. It's so loud in here, the players on the ice can't hear the whistle, but they're calling Holloway for the trip on Pettersson. And the Canucks are going to go to their third power play of the game when we return with a chance to tie it. 9:32 remaining in the third period. It's Edmonton 4 and Vancouver 3 in Game 1 on Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey on Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Urban Auctions Langley is the best place to sell your valuable collectibles or to liquidate your estate. Get top dollar for your quality sports cards, comics, antiques, records, and video games. To consign or to get a cash offer, call or email us at urbanauctions.ca. Also, if you're looking for super deals, Urban Auctions has hundreds of items to bid on. Check us out at urbanauctions.ca. Treat yourself to something tasty anytime at Max's Bakery and Deli. For breakfast, enjoy decadent pastries and, of course, coffee. For lunch, soup, salads, and sandwiches are seriously tasty favorites. And for lunch or dinner, Max's Deli case is stocked with 60 freshly made meals and savories. Eat at a cozy table or take it with you. Grab a treat at Max's Bakery and Deli, Vancouver's ultimate sweet escape. Open daily 6:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 3105 Oak Street. Online at maxsdeli.ca.
What are you reading?
The email with detailed pricing on Parksville 96 in Surrey. This is awesome, and they're on sale now.
Are you going for the luxury package or the investor pricing?
One of each. A place to live and a mortgage helper down the road.
I can't believe the location and amenities. The park, SkyTrain, and so much to do right in the building.
And I can walk to work at the hospital and save a ton on gas and commuting time.
Let's do it.
Hi, this is Matthew Demko, and you're on the home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650.
9:37 left in the third period tonight in Vancouver. The Oilers lead the Canucks 4-3. But Vancouver's off to the power play with Dylan Holloway in the box for tripping, and the Canucks have a chance to tie the game. Make sure to stay tuned after the game tonight for the Canucks Central postgame show. Satyar Shah, Vic Nazar, and Brett Festerling will take your calls and texts. They'll chat with Ian McIntyre. You'll hear Rick Tockett's postgame presser and much more right here on your home of the Canucks, Sportsnet 650 and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Face off of the Oilers zone to our left far circle. Nugent Hopkins and Lindholm on the draw, and Lindholm wins it cleanly to Pettersson. Back to the line for Quinn Hughes, right point. Goes rink wide. Left side for JT Miller. Now to Hughes from the line long. Drive it, missed wide of the net. Miller after it in the left corner. Lays a big check on Nugent Hopkins. Knocked him down, and there's a battle for the puck along the boards. Lindholm gets it free to Hughes at the line. Rink wide right circle. It hopped over Pettersson's stick. He'll settle it as he's pushed to the corner by Nugent Hopkins. Dumps it behind the net. Besser rims it around to Miller on the left wing side. Miller to the line for Hughes. Stick handle. Back to Miller. Left circle. Shoots, and Skinner stopped him with a blocker. Miller rimmed it behind the net. Ekholm broke up the cycle and wires it off the boards all the way down the ice.
JT Miller's getting a lot of room on that left-hand side to set up a shot or a pass.
As Hughes winding in his own zone, passes left wing to center for Miller, tipped it deep into the Oilers zone. He would have had a step on Ceci if he could have controlled it. Miller and Hughes forechecking. Hughes leaves left point for Pettersson. Back down the near boards to Quinn Hughes. Again to Pettersson, it tipped to Besser, and again to Hughes left wing side. Over to the right circle, Lindholm settles, shoots, and Skinner stopped him with a glove. Great look for Elias Lindholm right from the right wing faceoff dot, but Skinner denies him with his left hand, and it's still 4-3 with 8:33 left in the third. The Oilers lead the Canucks. Vancouver has 56 seconds left on the third Canuck power play of the game.
Fluid movement on that power play as Quinn Hughes was down by the left half wall, setting up Lindholm for that shot. But he takes his time handling and getting that shot ready, which gives Skinner enough time to move from right to left. The Canucks have 7 shots on goal in this period. Edmonton 0.
Face off right circle, won by Lindholm. Got it to Besser. Back to the point for Hughes. Rink wide left wing to JT Miller. Miller down the boards, drops it to Hughes. High slot with room. Passes right circle to Pettersson. Settles it at the hash marks. Elias Pettersson to the line for Hughes. Rolling puck, tipped it near side, but it's chopped out to center by Matthias Janmark. Hughes back at his own line. Winds back into the Oiler end quickly. Middle of the ice, lost the puck. And Nugent Hopkins gets it back down into the Vancouver end. Under 30 seconds left in the Canuck power play. Just over 8 minutes left, third period. Oilers lead 4-3. Here's Elias Pettersson at his own line. Drops to Quinn Hughes. Hughes into the Oiler end. Leaves left boards for JT Miller. Miller to Hughes, left corner. Pushed to the end boards by Ceci. Clears it around right point. No one's there. And it's Ryan McLeod to center. Dispossessed by Pettersson. He'll leave at his own line for Besser. 5 seconds left in the Canuck power play. Besser, left wing for Miller. Gains the Oiler. Line is tied up by Ceci. Couldn't get it deep. It's cleared back to center. Holloway's out of the box. Canucks are 0-for-3 on the power play tonight. And Carson Soucy at his own line. Has room to skate. He'll bring it left wing to center and fire it in deep. Puck deflects to the right corner. Draisaitl back to it. Dumps it back around the zone to the near boards, and Zach Hyman's after it right wing to center. Hyman into the Vancouver zone. Has McDavid going to the net. Try to center it. Pass broken up by Soucy off his skate. McDavid tried to throw it back into the slot. It hopped over Garland's stick, and Draisaitl holds in right point. Dumps it behind the Canuck net. Soucy battling with McDavid. Down low on the boards. McDavid's got it free left wing. Attempted to pass to the line. Batted out of midair and then gloved out of the zone by Pius Suter. Ekholm fires it back in deep. Myers back to the puck. Pressured by McDavid far corner. Goes up the wall for Höglander. He stood up by Ekholm at the blue line. Höglander continues with the battle with McDavid pressuring him. Got it out to center, and Ekholm takes it back into his own end. 6:40 remaining in the third period. Oilers clinging to a 4-3 lead in Game 1. Canucks are pushing, trying to equalize. Corey Perry dumps it behind the Vancouver net. Hronek far corner, lays a hit on Evander Kane. Kane behind the Canuck goal, try to wrap around. He's tied up by Zadorov near post. Ilya Mikheyev gets it free. Makes a nice pass in his own end for Hronek, then up the near side for Höglander. Niels Höglander chips it to the Oiler line. Teddy Bluger's onto it. Near boards. Bluger stops up at the hash marks, back to Zadorov. He scores! They've come all the way back! Nikita Zadorov with a try for the left point. Ties the game at 4 for the Vancouver Canucks.
Big Z with a big cannon to equalize in this game. 94 miles per hour. Nikita Zadorov leaning into a shot as Teddy Bluger sets him up coming down the left-hand side. And an excellent job by the Vancouver Canucks to get through the neutral zone with speed, and Zadorov goes glove hand side to tie this one up, and the barn is rocking as Vancouver has made it 4-4.
Nikita Zadorov scores his third of the playoffs at 13:47 of the third period, and Game 1 is tied at 4 goals apiece. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Canucks forechecking in the Oilers zone. Big hit by Lindholm. He lined up Ceci on the end boards. But the Oilers get it out to center nonetheless. Cody Ceci, right wing of the Vancouver line, bats it deep. He and Cole back to the puck, lays a shoulder into Warren Fogle. And Dakota Joshua on the far side can't clear. Draisaitl held in, took a hit from Garland for his troubles. Nugent Hopkins left corner, lost it to Zadorov. He's got it behind his own net. Zadorov passes to center for Joshua, drops to Garland with speed, right wing, into the Oilers zone. Takes a shot, he scores! Kidding me! Connor Garland with a complete fake out of Stuart Skinner gives the Canucks the lead for the first time tonight. They're up 5-4 on the Edmonton Oilers in Game 1.
The Oilers don't know what hit them, but the Vancouver Canucks with 3 straight goals, attack with speed down the right-hand side. Connor Garland going straight at Darnell Nurse, goes wide eventually, loads up a slap shot, and then just goes through the wickets of Stuart Skinner right through the 5-hole to make it 5-4.
2 goals in 39 seconds for the Vancouver Canucks. The go-ahead marker off the stick of Connor Garland is first of the playoffs at 14:26 of the third period. Gives the Canucks the 5-4 lead. The time of the goal is brought to you by Crow, your trusted advisors for 55 years. Learn more at crowmackay.ca. Oilers back to the Vancouver line. Now they need a goal. McDavid left corner. Dumps it down the far wall. Zach Hyman pushed to the boards by Tyler Myers. Hyman still with it. Left circle. Passes down low to Draisaitl. Now to the right wing side for Connor McDavid. McDavid to the line for Bouchard. It's broken up by Miller and he clears to center ice. Skinner out of the goal. Ahead for Connor McDavid. He'll drop it back into his own end for Evan Bouchard. Into the final 5 minutes now. Canucks were down 2-0 after 1, down 4-2 after 2, but they're up 5-4, looking to close out Game 1 on home ice. But they've still got plenty of work to do. Holloway on the forecheck, try to center. He pass bounced off Lafferty's skate in front, and here's Hughes out to center. Quinn Hughes left with Kulak on the forecheck. Oilers get it free. Evander Kane near side. Backhand pass to center. Ryan McLeod missed it, and it's going to be icing against the Oilers. With 4:13 left in regulation time, Canucks lead Edmonton 5-4 in Game 1.
The scoring is one thing, Batch, but the Edmonton Oilers don't have a single shot on goal in this period. It's been over 16 minutes, or nearly 16 minutes in this period, not a single shot on goal. That tells you the pressure that Vancouver has brought, the heat that Vancouver has brought. The Oilers don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed in this period.
And the atmosphere in this building is unbelievable again as the Oilers drive the Vancouver line. Evander Kane, right circle, shoots right on. Shelov's made the save. Rebound loose, top of the crease. Dakota Joshua digs it free, and he'll skate it out to center himself. Joshua to the red line, dumped it past Kulak, couldn't get it deep, and now it's cleared back into the Vancouver bench with 3:55 left in the third period. It's the Canucks 5 and the Oilers 4 in Game 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Alpine Credits Canucks Playoff Hockey, streaming on the Sportsnet app and along the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The hardest work should lead to the best quality of life. If you're a skilled trades worker, you might not be feeling that way right now. But in Alberta, skilled trades workers can earn more, save more, and live more with better wages and a lower cost of living. Visit albertaiscalling.ca to learn more about the $5,000 moving bonus for the first 2,000 skilled trades workers who move to Alberta, stay for a year, and successfully apply. A message from the Government of Alberta.
As you get ready for hunting season, whether your game is bear or anything else, it's time to head to Siwash Sports. Rifles, shotguns, optics, accessories, ammo, whatever you need, Siwash has it. Get your guns serviced or upgrade your gear with brands you trust. They even have 410 in stock, as well as paintball, pellet, and airsoft gear. At BC's newest Browning and Winchester dealer, the Fraser Valley's Siwash Sports, in Chilliwack and online at siwashsports.ca.
In a world where business knows no borders, Crow provides global reach on a personal scale. Spanning more than 145 countries, Crow's trusted advisors have the knowledge and expertise to add value to your business. From traditional accounting services to business consulting, Crow creates solutions tailored to your unique needs. Let Crow's expertise elevate your business. Visit crowmackay.ca to learn more. Crow. Smart decisions, lasting value.
Hey, this is Carson Soucy.
They score! And just like that, it's 3-2 Vancouver.
And you're on Home of the Canucks, Sportsnet Radio Network.
3:55 left in the third period tonight at Rogers Arena. It's the Canucks 5 and the Oilers 4 in Game 1. Brendan Batchelor and Randeep Tanda with you. Satyar Shah, Dan Riccio, and Yannick Hansen were on the pregame show with you. Sat has been with Bit Nazar and Brett Festerling at the intermissions. They'll be back for the postgame show, where they'll be joined by Ian McIntyre. Eddie Gregory producing the broadcast from Sportsnet 650 Control, being helped by Ben Bazarin tonight. Lena Satagian, Dominic Shermatti are with us here at Rogers Arena, as is Canberra, the executive producer of Canucks Hockey. It takes a cast of thousands to bring you the action along the Sportsnet Radio Network. Oilers trailing. Draisaitl at center missed a puck, fell to the ice, and the fans enjoyed that as Myers skates back right wing to center, delays and dumps it into the Edmonton end.
And Bats, there's something going on with Draisaitl. He tumbled there and he went straight to the bench, essentially telling his teammates, come on the ice for me.
Nugent Hopkins dumps it into the left wing. Shilov's out of the goal, leaves near corner for Soucy. Played it up the boards. Soucy gloves it ahead. And Mikheyev chips it past Ekholm to the Oiler blue line. Ekholm back to it. Mikheyev pressuring him on the forecheck. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third period. Canucks up 5-4. Fogle, right wing, into the Vancouver zone, forced wide by Zadorov, got a backhand shot, missed the net, past the stick side of Shilov's, thrown back to the goal, but wide by Darnell Nurse. Zadorov in the near corner, protects it from Fogle, clears it out over the blue line. Ceci plays it middle of the ice, but Bluger gets it free, as I think that was Pettersson that hit Evander Kane on the wall, and the fans enjoyed that. Pettersson gets it deep, Skinner out of the goal to handle, hearing it from the fans again with the Oilers breaking out. McLeod back to it, stumbled, nearly gifted Garland a grade A chance in the slot, but the Oilers recover it. Garland knocked down by Corey Perry on the near side. Passes up the right wing for McLeod. He'll chip it into the near corner. Ryan McLeod tied up by Quinn Hughes. Got it back to the point. Ceci shoots wide of the net. It bounces back in front, but Elias Lindholm collects it and floats it softly into the Oilers zone.
There's a tricky bounce coming off the boards. The Canucks are called for icing.
This is one that Darnell Nurse sold really well, as it didn't look like it was going to get there, but somehow it did. And the faceoff's going to come back into the Vancouver zone with 2:09 remaining in regulation time. Canucks up 5-4 on the Edmonton Oilers in Game 1, and Leon Draisaitl is now back on the ice for Edmonton, and it looks like they're going to pull Stuart Skinner. So it's McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Draisaitl, Bouchard, and Ekholm on the ice for Edmonton. For the Canucks, Miller, Suter, Besser, Myers, and Soucy after the icing call. But I think those are probably the 5 guys they'd want on the ice anyway. It'll be Draisaitl and Miller in the face-off circle to the right of Archer, Shilovs in the Vancouver zone. Scrambled draw, one back to the corner by Miller, but McDavid gets it below the goal line. Left wing Nugent Hopkins feeds the point for Ekholm. Now to the right side, Bouchard goes down the near wall for Leon Draisaitl. Top of the right circle, under 2 minutes left, third period. Draisaitl side of the net, Nugent Hopkins threw it through the slot. McDavid missed a wide open tap-in chance far side as he missed the puck, and it rolls out to center. Bouchard up the right wing for Draisaitl, drops to Hyman, he'll dump it in. Myers lays a reverse hit on McDavid, in after him on the forecheck. Battle ensues down low. Hyman plays it behind the net. Loose puck far boards. Besser after it. Can't clear it past Ekholm. Myers lays a hit on Nugent Hopkins, but Draisaitl gets it bottom of the right circle. 90 seconds left. Draisaitl trying to pass through the slot. Broken up by JT Miller. He tipped it out of play. And the faceoff will stay in the Vancouver end. With 87 seconds left in the third period, the Canucks up 5-4 on the Oilers.
And right before that, Nugent Hopkins plays a pass through the blue paint, which actually goes right through Shilovs. Lucky for the Canucks, it did not even touch Shilovs. That could have ended up in the back of the net. Very fortunate there.
Face-off again, left wing circle in the Vancouver zone. Lindholm and Draisaitl on the draw. And Draisaitl wins it. Left point for Matthias Ekholm. Middle of the ice. Passes right side for Evan Bouchard. Bouchard throws it to the left circle. Nugent Hopkins bats it down. He's pasted to the boards by Lindholm. Hronek in to get it. Plays it loose for Pettersson. Backhands it out to center. Slow roller towards the empty net. Won't get there, and Bouchard has to go back to it. Evan Bouchard from Matthias Ekholm at his own line. Left wing to Hyman into the Vancouver zone. Forced back out to center by Pettersson. As we enter the final minute of the third period. Evan Bouchard. Left wing pass for Ekholm. Tips it ahead to Hyman. Into the Vancouver zone. Backhand centering feed. Got away from Nugent Hopkins. Joshua in the near corner clears it off the glass. Bouchard holds in right point for McDavid. Passes left circle. Nugent Hopkins had it roll over his stick. He'll settle it on the wall. 40 seconds left. Ekholm from the line. Watched by Pettersson. Middle of the point. Bouchard long wrist shot blocker saved by Sheelovs. Pettersson gets it farboards. Bouchard holds in again. For Nugent Hopkins, left circle, poke check by Pettersson. Can't clear the zone. It comes back to Zadorov. He'll lift it high off the glass and out. And Bouchard takes it back into his own zone. Oilers quickly back to center. McDavid right wing, tied up by Hronek into the Vancouver zone. McDavid, high slot. Ekholm shoots. It was blocked in front by Besser. Rebound loose, top of the crease. Susie chips it far boards with under 15 seconds left. Now Draisaitl one-timer near circle. Stopped by Sheelovs. 10 seconds left. Canucks can't get it out. Nugent Hopkins to the line. Ekholm trying to shot block by Besser. Comes to Draisaitl right circle. 2 seconds left to Ekholm at the line. He shoots. It's blocked, and the Canucks win Game 1. An unbelievable third period comeback on home ice. Down 2 goals after 1. Down 2 goals after 2. But they score 3 unanswered goals in the third period. 4 straight goals overall. Lindholm, Miller, Zadorov, and Garland. And the Canucks are up 1-0 in the series against the heavily favored Edmonton Oilers.
What a gutsy, resilient effort by this Vancouver Canucks team. 3 goals in 4 minutes and 48 seconds. They did not give up, and more than anything, they dominated that third period. Only 2 shots on goal for the Edmonton Oilers in the third period. That was a solid 5-on-5 effort, but they might have felt unlucky after 40. It didn't matter. They came out with confidence in the third, and Batch, they struck 3 times in a 3-point night for Dakota Joshua.
They were down 4-1 with 3 minutes left in the second period. But they find a way. This team always seems to find a way. They've been a resilient bunch all year long. They showed it again tonight. And the Oilers leave the ice shell-shocked after dropping Game 1. And this, if tonight's game is any indication, is going to be one heck of a series.
Absolutely, and I think the message has been received across the NHL world now. This ain't going to be an easy series. The Vancouver Canucks send a message in Game 1 to say, we can score with the best of them. 10 players from the Vancouver Canucks pick up points tonight at the balanced attack.
And for all the talk about the Canucks' struggles to produce offense, they find a way tonight, and they find a way at even strength. They didn't score on the power play. They lost the special teams battle, but they won the game anyway. Once again, the final score tonight at Rogers Arena, the Canucks 5 and the Oilers 4. Vancouver leads the second round best-of-7 series 1-0. For Randy Janda, this is Brendan Batchelor in Vancouver. The Canucks Central postgame show starts right now.
A lot of questions. Where would you start if you're Los Angeles? If we're assuming Rob Blake is going to continue on to call the shots from the front office standpoint, what do you do if you're Los Angeles? What's the number one priority?
Okay, well, we talked about the goaltending, and the coaching it's going to get addressed by everybody. I mean, coaches are just, they're not a dime a dozen, but they've been treated like they're dime a dozen in a lot of situations this past year. So the LA Kings, New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs all did the same thing whatever number of years ago it was, that did the, okay, we're going to do the retool, the rebuild, the whatever, and let the fans in on it. All of them got high draft picks. They did get Byfield second overall. You've got the Rangers looking the best right now of the three. The Maple Leafs may have to have LA King type decisions as well in the offseason, but they've done things like they've done good ads, like Philip Deneau being signed, Arvidsson up front, whether you go Moore, just a lot of things. I think that they can look at it that if you get the goaltending, let's see where we go from there. and then little tweaking. So what I'm saying is I don't see a big retool or rebuild being what the Kings are going to do this offseason.
We said, look, if the Kings are looking to upgrade in one area going into the offseason, it's got to be goaltending. And I'm not saying it's all on David Riddick. I'm not saying it's all on Cam Talbot, but you need better than that. And it's just tough to chase the game. If you're Los Angeles and you're trying to get to your game and get to your identity, the first goal means so much.
Well, two teams that made the playoffs last year, New Jersey and Los Angeles. When you make the playoffs, you expect to make it the next year, and that was a very reasonable expectation. One of the two did, but your goaltending's not good enough. And Tom Fitzgerald did address it, too late for Lindy Ruff, but he did address it in Jersey and then did get Jake Allen late to maybe arguably give them good enough goaltending. A few months earlier, that good enough goaltending maybe could have made a difference for them. And you're right about the LA Kings just been a funny animal about their goaltending. I mean, Jonathan Quick for so many years and then flashes in the pan that quickly dissipate. And Vegas is a great example. I know they're down 3-2, but they won with Logan Thompson and Aiden Hill. Okay, there's no wow factor with all due respect to both of them. That was good enough goaltending to win a Stanley Cup, and that, to your point, at a minimum is what the Los Angeles Kings need to do.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Thursday, May the 9th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL playoffs, 7 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New York Rangers. Avalanche stars on Sirius 160, XM 219, and Internet 929. Avalanche on Internet 927. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Thursday, May the 9th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL,
They need Fogle and McLeod to come now. In fairness, McLeod made a real nice play, short side attempt that hit the post.
And Nugent Hopkins hit the post. He had a couple of assists in the game, but Corey Perry, Evander Kane.
Okay, that's cut the chase here. Number one, the goalie's got to stop more pucks. It's start number two, Nurse and Ceci can't be -3 each in a hockey game. Okay, that's number two, and number three, Edmonton needs more guys up front pushing, and they got to play. I'll give Vancouver credit. They played an assertive style, and they got to an Oilers pairing that wasn't asserting themselves on the ice, so they got dominated. And there were some bad 5-on-5 numbers in the LA series as that went on too. After a real strong performance from Ceci and Nurse in game number 3, it tailed off in the back half of game 4 and parlayed itself into game 5. So we'll see, but it starts in goal. Skinner's simply got to make more saves. They scored on. Now, the Oilers did not have a lot of grade A scoring opportunities in a hockey game, Jack.
Well, especially in the last 23 minutes.
Jack,
Vancouver sold out.
I think it was 5-1 in high danger scoring chances through 2 periods. The Oilers have 1 in the third. So Edmonton has to play, goalie has to play better. One of the D pairings got to play a lot better. They got to get more support throughout the lineup.
Final thought from you concerning game 2. Because of the way in which Edmonton lost game 1. Usually I'd say, a series doesn't start until the home team loses a game. But the way this went down tonight, does it magnify the importance of game 2? In terms of, does Edmonton feel that much worse if they go down 2-0 knowing they handed over game 1? Is game 2 more important because of the way this one went down tonight?
We're at the stage here where you're starting to wonder, can you beat this team? And if you're Rick Tocchet, you got a captive audience of a group that were collectively losers for 7 of the previous 8 years, didn't make the playoffs. The one time they made the playoffs was in the bubble in a fluke year. He's got these guys. He's a good coach. He's going to win Coach of the Year. This guy might win Coach of the Year in a couple of years from Edmonton. But right now you got one team full of confidence that they can come back at any time and that they can score a will in the Oilers. And you got another team right now that's wobbling a bit. But this is, if the Oilers are to win it this year, this is the chapter in one of the chapters in the book where they sit there and recalibrate. You're not going to win every night. Several of Edmonton's top players did not have a strong performance tonight. The Oilers wilted a bit as this one went on, and we got to see how Edmonton responds. Did I answer your question? I don't think I did.
No, you did pretty well. 19 goals against in the 3 games that have been played in this building for the Edmonton Oilers, and tonight 4 unanswered Vancouver goals in the last 23 minutes of regulation. The Oilers went nearly 23 minutes without a shot on goal tonight, and thus, despite 2 goals from Zach Hyman, 2 assists from Leon Draisaitl, and 2 more from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the Oilers come up with a 5-4 loss. Stuart Skinner will be charged with it as he stops 19 of 24 tonight. Meanwhile, Archer Shilovs did not have a great game. They're going to add on a couple of more shots here as we kind of wrap it up. 4 shots now credited for Edmonton in each of the last 2 periods, 18 for the game. So Shilovs officially 14 saves on 18 shots. It's enough tonight. And Vancouver getting some timely efforts. Dakota Joshua's second 3-point game of the playoffs. Carson Soucy had a couple of helpers. Lindholm and Nikita Zadorov each with a goal and an assist. And it all adds up to a thrilling comeback for Vancouver. Final score 5-4. Zadorov and Garland turn a 4-3 deficit into an eventual 5-4 victory with 2 goals in a span of 39 seconds. So with that, Game 1 is complete. And Rick Tocchet and the Vancouver Canucks lead this best-of-7 series 1-0. We'll play Game 2 on Friday night, and we'll have that puck drop for you at 8:20 Mountain Time. Until then, for Bob Stauffer, Reed Wilkins, Rob Brown, this is Jack Michaels saying good night from Rogers Arena. Once again, the final score, the Vancouver Canucks 5, the Edmonton Oilers 4. Game 1 to Vancouver, Game 2 Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all ours. The Rogers postgame show starts right now.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
This is the SiriusXM Sports Update.
The Knicks played host the Pacers in Game 2 of the NBA's Eastern Conference semifinals, and it wasn't exactly a Willis Reed-like performance for Jalen Brunson, but it was still pretty memorable.
Shot clock down to 8. Brunson one-on-one with Nembhard. Crosses over a couple of times. Spins in the paint. Floats it up. And in! Knicks lead by 8 with 41 seconds to go. Timeout, Indiana.
Knicks radio on SiriusXM, limited to just 5 points in the first half, due in part to a foot injury that kept him out the entire second quarter. Brunson wrapped with a team-high 29 as New York beat the Pacers 130-121 to take a 2-0 series lead. Dante DiVincenzo and OG Anunoby both scored 28 for the Knicks, but Anunoby left the contest with a hamstring injury. Nuggets Nikola Jokic named NBA Most Valuable Player. It's the 3rd MVP award for Jokic, all coming in the last 4 seasons. Pair of Stanley Cup second-round games. In a Western Game 1, the Canucks scored 3 goals in a 5-minute span in the third quarter to rally past the Oilers 5-4. Panthers scored 6 unanswered to rout the Bruins 6-1 and even their Eastern Series at 1 as the best-of-7 heads to Boston. Baseball, former Shohei Ohtani interpreter Ippei Mizuhara to plead guilty to bank and tax fraud. Authorities found that Mizuhara stole nearly $17 million from Ohtani to pay off gambling debts. Giants beat the Rockies 8-6. Orioles over the Nationals 7-6-12. Twins double up the Mariners 6-3. Rangers and A's put a doubleheader at the Coliseum. Yankees over the Astros 9-4. Braves playing the Red Sox 5-zip. I'm Jeremy Huber.
If it's happening in sports, it's happening on Sirius XM.
Before, during, after.
Kept alive by Pionk. Was shot toward the net. That came wide. Back out in front. Connor shot. He scores.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. From making way to training camp to lifting all 34.5 pounds of Lord Stanley, we have you covered. Highlights, post-game, and analysis. If it happened, you'll know about it. It's time for Ice Cap on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Now the Panthers fight to keep it in. Here's Barkov. High slot. Looks right. Reinhart. Barkov in front of shot. He scores! It's Barkov on the power play. And the Panthers add on another one.
Here's Bluger. Bluger pulls up. Back to the line. Zadora!
Here's your host, Dave McCarthy.
The Panthers pounce to draw back even with the Bruins in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference second round, and the Edmonton Oilers' engine seizes down the stretch against the Canucks in Game 1 of the Western Conference second round, as we welcome you into the Wednesday night edition of Ice Cap, Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, and on the app. My name is Dave McCarthy. Get me on X and Instagram at Dave A. McCarthy. Michael Benora is alongside. What a game in Vancouver in the Pacific Northwest. The Oilers in town taking on the Canucks. First time the Oilers had played in a week. We'll get to that game a little bit later on in the show. But if you want entertainment, all I have to ask you is, Michael, after watching that game, were you not entertained?
Listen, I was more than entertained. I don't even know what you call that. My jaw was on the floor during the Boston-Florida game. And not because of the scoreline, because I think we saw one of the better rivalries in the NHL come to light today. Like, it was amazing to watch. Stars going after each other. It was a mess in the best possible way.
It was in the early game, and then the nightcap, I don't know, might have even exceeded the quality of the Boston-Florida game. A whale of a night here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll get to the Oilers-Canucks a little bit later on in the show, but let us begin on this night down in Florida, where the Panthers were looking to draw even with the Boston Bruins in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference second round. In Game 1, back on Monday night, it was all Boston with a 5-1 Bruins win over Florida to jump ahead early in the series. Somewhat again surprisingly, Jim Montgomery making lineup changes. Patrick Brown out, Boqvist back in this game, as his propensity to continue to change the lineup even after wins continues. Again, were you a little bit surprised, Michael, to see him go down this road after what was essentially, in my mind, nearly a perfect game for Boston in Game 1?
Yeah, so we kind of talked about it last Ice Cap. We were together on Monday after the first game. Jesper Boqvist is a great player, and he's been good for the Bruins all season long.